A pleasant good afternoon, everybody, live from Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut. This afternoon, the Bentley University Falcons will take on your post-university Eagles in an NE10 conference matchup. As I said, a pleasant good afternoon. I'm Jeff Nelson, live from the Broadcast Center here at Municipal Stadium, where the Eagles look to get on track and get that first conference win in program history. Currently on a 6-game losing streak, 0-5 in the NE10, 1-6 overall. Eagles coming off a tough loss at Franklin Pierce, the place they won their first ever Division II game last season, 55-20 up at Franklin Pierce. The Eagles actually led 14-7 after the first quarter on a defensive touchdown and an Isaiah Manuel 12-yard TD run. But all Franklin Pierce after that as they scored 34 straight points before Mr. Everything Josh Tracy scored on a 19-yard TD pass, his 8th of the season. Tracy is first in yards per catch in the NE10, second in total yards, and second in TD receptions in the NE10. Malachi Taylor, 21 for 37, 322, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions on the day, but the Eagles fell 55-20 at Franklin Pierce a week ago. Eagles will look to recap, but they host a tough Bentley University Falcon team coming off a win of their own, 27-14 against AIC up in Waltham last week. For Bentley, their defense, the story, holding AIC to 9 total passing yards, while offensively, Jake Ford and Rashawn Bradford each had over 100 yards receiving, while quarterback Brett Pullman, 24 for 37, 285 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The Falcons forced 4 turnovers of AIC, and again held them to 9 total passing yards. On the day, the Falcons come into the game 5-2 overall, 3-2 in the NE10. They stand in 4th place currently in the NE10, while the Eagles in the cellar at 0-5, 1-6 overall. These teams did play last season. It was all Bentley 40-13 game here at Municipal Stadium. Coach Thad Thacker, his first win as a head coach was here against Post last season, 40-13. Running back Vinny Holmes, who's still on the team, 31 carries, 261 yards and a touchdown. For the Eagles, Mr. Everything Josh Tracy, 4 for 54 and a touchdown. Jermaine Tillery, 6 receptions for 56 yards on the day. So the Eagles will look to bounce back. They've played well at home this season. That's something to keep in mind. All of their home games have been close, other than the win, which they won by 17, lost by 2 to Pace, and lost to Southern Connecticut by 4. So the Eagles have played well at home. They'll look to continue that momentum here this afternoon in this game against a tough Bentley team, coming in, again, 3-2 in conference, 5-2 overall. Bentley is 3rd in the nation, 1st in the NE10, but 3rd in the nation in third down defense, while the Eagles are 92nd overall in the nation on third down conversion. So that's going to be one of those key stats to look for in this afternoon's ball game. As we await the teams to take the field here this afternoon, we'll bring you the starting lineups, brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Bentley, quarterback on offense is Brett Pullman, 6'4", 240 senior out of Worcester, Massachusetts. On the season, he is 163 for 290, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 2,046 yards overall. The running back is Vinny Holmes, 5'10", 200-pound senior out of Mansfield, Massachusetts. Holmes has had a good season of his own, 479 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Tight end is Pat Damon, graduate student, 6'3", 230 out of Hanover, Mass. 3 wide receivers, Jonathan Oriaki, 6'2", 205 out of Swampscott, Mass. Isaiah DeSias, 5'8", 180 out of Ozone Park, New York. And Rashawn Bradford, the NE10 leader in most receiving categories, 5'9", 170 out of Rahway, New Jersey. The offensive line, which has been solid, has only allowed 6 sacks all season. That's 2nd in the NE10 and 14th in the nation. A very an older group, sort of like the Eagles. Mike Boutros, junior, 6'2", 275 out of Worcester, Mass. Quincy Palmer is the guard, 6'3", senior, 287 out of Brockton, Mass. The center is Brendan Dowling, senior, 6'3", 270 out of Hyannis, Mass. Right guard is Jacob Galarza, senior, 6'3", 290 out of Dayville, Connecticut. And the right tackle is Joe Lociato, a junior, 6'3", out of Feeding Hills, Massachusetts. Their head coach, as I mentioned, in season number 2 is Saj Thacker. He's 11-6 overall as head coach of the Bentley Falcons. For your Eagles, on offense, quarterback Malachi Taylor. Taylor on the season is 71 of 145, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 1,130 yards through the air. He has another 86 on the ground for the Eagles. Running back Isaiah Manuel is 5'10", 185 out of Providence, Rhode Island. Emmanuel, 644 yards and 8 touchdowns on the season for the Eagles. That's second in the NE10 in rushing yards. Wide receivers are 4. Josh Tracy, Mr. Everything, 10 touchdowns on the season, 8 receiving, 2 on special teams. He's number 1 in the NE10 in touchdown scoring with those 10, second in receiving with 8, 5'9", 165 junior out of Avon, Connecticut. Jermaine Tillery, 5'10", 188 junior out of Trenton, New Jersey. Anthony Gambino, this graduate student, who also is the backup punter, 6'2", 205 out of Manorville, New York. And Rashawn Mitchell, freshman, 6'2", 209 out of Asbury Park, New Jersey. The tight end is Ethan Brown, 6'3", 235 junior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the offensive line, as we mentioned for Bentley, they're 14th in the nation, second in the NE10 in sacks allowed. The Eagles' experienced offensive line is third in the NE10, 21st in the nation in sacks allowed with only 7 through 7 games. That's 1 sack a game, folks. So good job by the offensive line. Gio Rivera Jr. is the left tackle, 6'6", 265 out of the Bronx, New York. Reese Hadika, senior, 6'5", 250 out of Fairhaven, Vermont. Nick Moose, the captain, graduate offensive lineman, 6', 260 out of Milford, New Jersey. Trey Pinckney, senior, 6'5", 300 out of Rahway, New Jersey. And on right tackle, Colby Lorson Rice, 6'1", 255 out of Lawrence, Massachusetts. He is a junior. Head coach in season number 3, officially at the D2 level, is Adam Schultz. He's 2-25 as head coach. But the Eagles look today to get their first ever conference victory. They got their first home win earlier this season, and again, a building program in only year number 3 as a Division II program. The Eagles continue to build and set records as a program as they build themselves up for bigger and better things. They'll have Aiden Kane back kicking. He was out a couple weeks ago, if you remember, with injury, but the Eagles also lost on defense Jaden Fleeting for the season with a leg injury. But now we'll take a minute for the playing of our national anthem. Our national anthem here this afternoon for Division II NCAA football in the NE10 conference is again the Bentley University Falcons. Made the, call it about a 2.5 hour drive. I guess depending on traffic, it could be anywhere between 4 hours and an hour and a half depending on traffic there on the Mass Pike and how you got here. But making the bus ride down here to take on the Eagles this afternoon, looking for their first ever conference win, 1-6 overall, are the Eagles. Bentley 5-2 overall, 3-2 in the NE10. Around the NE10 this afternoon, New Haven, who's 4-0 in conference, travels to Assumption, who's 3-1 in conference. That game started a little while ago, so you can get you an update before we start. AIC is at Pace. AIC 0-4 in conference, 1-6 overall. Pace 2-2 in conference, 2-4 overall. And Franklin Pierce, who the Eagles lost to last week, are at Southern Connecticut State, the team the Eagles lost to in their last home game. That game starts at 1 o'clock. Franklin Pierce 3-1 in conference, 3-3 overall. Southern Connecticut 1-4 in conference, 2-5 overall, and their only win again against Post University. Let's see if we can get you an update as teams getting ready to take the field and we'll get ready for the coin toss this afternoon. Also bring you the weather in a moment. And up at Assumption right now, 7-7 at Brian Kelly Stadium. That game in the second quarter right now. So UNH and Assumption essentially playing for first place right now in the NE10. St. A's is 4-1 and is off this week, but Assumption can take the lead in the NE10 with a win today at home against Assumption. Against UNH, that game is 7-7 in the second quarter. Temperature today, it's fall in New England, let's just put it that way, but not bad on the temp-wise, but the wind is going to be the issue. It's 61 degrees with a high of 65 during the afternoon. Couple of clouds, couple of heavier clouds coming in west to east, and that's the direction of the wind, which again is the big factor here. 12 to 15 miles an hour with gusts over 20. That wind is going west to east, which is, you look at your screen, is going to go left to right. So anybody kicking toward the left end zone and the left uprights are really going to have to deal with that wind in their face. If you're kicking in the right end zone, you're going to have that wind at your back. So field position and field direction are going to be a big deal this afternoon with the wind. But temperature-wise, not bad for a New England fall day. The wind could kick down about 5 miles an hour. It'd be a perfect fall day, but if you're out apple picking and listening to us on your phone, we appreciate it this afternoon on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Eagles have taken the field, waiting for the Falcons to do the same as the crowd filing in from the parking lot. Should have a decent crowd on hand today. Really had great crowds all season for this first NE10 season. Had a sellout here last week for 2 weeks ago for Alumni Weekend. And the Eagles will look to have a good crowd again this afternoon. Anthony Gambino and Dre Yeldell among the Eagle captains today for this afternoon's game. Again, waiting for the visitors from Bentley to take the field. Here they come now. As Bentley takes the field in their road whites with the purple and black. The Eagles are in their home grays, all gray with the orange lettering and the purple and orange helmets. As we await the Bentley captains, joining the Eagles captains Isaiah Emanuel and Josh Tracy, who will walk out for the captains. Brett Pullman, Mike DiPlacido,
Representing the Post University Eagles, number 8, Isaiah Manuel.
Amongst the Bentley captains, just waiting for the rest of them. A.J. Norton Jefferson also among that group, waiting to go out to midfield for this afternoon's coin toss as we get ready for NE10 conference football action. Here come the captains out to midfield.
All right, here's the coin that we're going to use today. Here's heads. Here's tails.
Waiting for the coin flip, and Bentley will make the choice.
It is tails.
Call is tails, so Bentley will have the option. They're going to defer to the second half, so I mean the Eagles will pick the direction, which way do they want to go with that wind. It's going to be a major decision. The Eagles will go into the wind in the first quarter and take the wind in the second quarter, so that'll be the start of the game. So the Eagles will go right to left. They'll receive the ball to start the game. Into the wind, Bentley will go left to right with the wind at their back for the first quarter. Again, wind, really the factor today, 12 to 15 miles an hour with gusts of 20 or more. You can see it on the flags. Again, if you're looking at your screen, that wind's coming out of the west, so it's going to blow directly left to right across the field. Doesn't appear to be swirling. If you're walking around, you can definitely feel it at your back if you're standing in that left end zone. And the flags seem to be blowing just straight left to right, but that's where we are as we get ready for kickoff here this afternoon. And the opening kickoff brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Whether a student, a parent, or a fan, for more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all of your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Kicking off for Bentley will be Mason Campbell, senior 6'2", 210 out of Naples, Florida. And for the Eagles receiving, Josh Tracy back there along with Edward Bandy. And that's how we'll start today. Matt Richardson on kickoffs has 8 touchbacks on 26 attempts. Josh Tracy, as you know, has 2 touchdown on kickoff returns this season. Southern Connecticut wouldn't even kick it in his direction, but they do. Does Bentley, but it goes over Josh Tracy's head with the wind at their back into the end zone for a touchback. And Eagles start 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Malachi Taylor at quarterback, the junior, 6'180" out of New York City, Harlem, New York. He's 71 for 145 on the season, has 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on the season. Eagles will start with 3 wide receivers, single receiver right, twins to the left, Ethan Brown out there as tight end, and Isaiah Manuel behind Malachi Taylor in the pistol. Taylor takes the snap, hands to Emmanuel. Up the middle does Emmanuel go. He gets to the line of scrimmage, and then the pile will push it maybe 2 or 3 more yards, marking him at the 28, so a 3-yard gain for Isaiah Emmanuel. Senior running back, 5'10", 185 out of Providence, Rhode Island. On the season, 644 yards on the ground and 8 touchdowns for Isaiah Emmanuel this season. 2nd and 7 for the Eagles at their own 28-yard line. This time, Emmanuel directly to Taylor's right with twins to the left and single receiver right. A pitch to Emmanuel off the right side, trying to get off tackle. He gets around one defender, gets brought out by the second, maybe got to the 29. They'll call it about a half-yard gain all in, so that makes it 3rd and 6.5. Here again, as we mentioned in the pregame stat of the game, Bentley is 1st in the NE10 and 3rd in Division II on 3rd down conversion defense, 23.5% conversion percentage. The Eagles are 92nd in the nation with a 37% conversion rating, so 5 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 3 trips to the left on 3rd and 6 for Taylor. Taylor, back to pass, throws it over the middle. It is dropped by Jermaine Tillery over the middle. Might have been able to get to the first down yardage if he made the catch. He was going to catch it at the 30 and have about 5 yards to go, but he would have had a little bit of a hole there. But Tillery drops the ball, and that'll end the Eagles' first possession. 3 and out go the Eagles. Aiden Kane out to punt for the Eagles, back after injury. Kane has a 33.79 average this season on punts, 24 attempts, but kicking into the wind, so a challenge nonetheless. Low snap, gets it off, and it's blocked by Bentley. It's picked up, and they're going to roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Bentley on the block punt. Blocked by 41, Day Garcia, the junior linebacker out of Providence, Rhode Island, and then picked up into the end zone by Santi Quiseno, sophomore defensive back out of Revere, Massachusetts. And just like that, on a blocked punt, the third blocked punt of the season for Bentley, they're on the board. It's 6-0 with the extra point to come. And Mason Campbell is that kicker for the extra point. But a blocked punt on the fourth play of the game, as the Eagles went 3 and out, and then Bentley blocks the punt and gets it into the end zone. And it's 6-0 with the extra point to come. Low snap, Campbell gets his extra point blocked, and the Eagles have an opportunity to return it for 2, but brought down before that could happen was Rashawn Mitchell. So special teams sort of a factor here early on. Again, Eagles go 3 and out. The punt was blocked by Day Garcia, the linebacker out of Providence, Rhode Island, picked up by Santi Quiseno for the touchdown, which made it 6-0. But then the extra point attempt by Mason Campbell was blocked by the Eagles' Jalen Russell. So after a couple of minutes, and a heavy gust of wind just blowing through here, after a couple of minutes of play, still over 13 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Eagles trail 6-0 on a blocked punt touchdown. But they get the ball right back, and another opportunity to regain some offense. So because of the wind, there'll have to be a holder as Rudolph will kick off again. He's got the wind at his back here in the first quarter. But that low snap on the extra point allowed the Jalen Russell to block it. Eagles trail 6-0. Kick is off. This time it'll go towards Bandy. It'll land in the end zone. Again, that wind pushing that ball, which had a lot of backspin on it, into the end zone and over Bandy's head. So the Eagles will start their second possession. 1st and 10 from the 25 again, trailing 6-0 this time. And Bentley gets points without even having to put their offense on the board. 6-0 again on the blocked extra point as well. So, Eagles will start again. Manuel had 4 yards on the first drive, and Taylor 0 for 1. Wind in their face, and again, now picking up a little bit. 2 receivers right, single receiver to the left. Emmanuel behind Taylor in the pistol. Hand off to Emmanuel, looking for a hole over right tackle. He gets pushed into the pile, maybe gets a yard. Emmanuel stuck into a pile, led by 97, Tommy DiMatteo, the senior out of Milton, Massachusetts. Led a gang tackling pile on Emmanuel, 2nd and 9 from the 26. And this is going to be the key for the Eagles going into that wind, is whether they can get any offense. Trips to the right on the far side. Tracy all alone on the near side. Snap. Handoff again to Emmanuel, who gets over the 25, maybe gains another 2. Still fighting through the pile. Maybe gets to the 30 after all that pushing. Give him a gain of 4, and that'll put the Eagles at 3rd and 5. Brought down by number 20, Christian Zamor, freshman linebacker, 6'1", 198 out of Everett, Massachusetts. And here are the Eagles again, 3rd and 5 from the 30. Wind gusting again in the face of Malachi Taylor. Twins on both sides. Emmanuel directly next to him in the shotgun. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle. Looks right. Looks left. And he's brought down. The ball is out again. It's fumbled away and picked up by number 4 and tackled at the 5-yard line. That's Joe Rivers, who picked up the loose ball after the sack by Isaiah Gomes. graduate defensive lineman out of Georgetown, Massachusetts. And we talked about that in the pregame. Eagles are tied for 21st in the nation in sacks allowed, only 7. Now that's number 8. And Bentley not exactly big on sacks. They did have 4 last week, but only 13 on the season. But they get a sack there and a fumble. And 3 minutes into the game, Bentley first and goal from the 5. And they're already up 6-0 on the block punt. Pullman, the quarterback, with twin receivers to the left, single receiver right, gives it to Holmes, who goes up the middle, gets to the 5, spins away, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Bentley. And with 12 minutes even to go in the first quarter, it's 12-0 Bentley, as Vinny Holmes, who last season had 260 yards and a touchdown on 31 carries, on his first carry today gets into the end zone. Holmes, 479 yards on the season, and now his 3rd touchdown on a 6-yard touchdown run. And Campbell will once again try to kick an extra point. First one was blocked. Snap is better. Kick is up. Almost blocked again, and it's good this time. As Campbell goes in, it's 13-0. 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. 13-0 Bentley. They've had one offensive play. They've blocked the punt. They've made a sack on Taylor. They picked up a fumble. So not the way the Eagles wanted to start off. They've run 6 offensive plays. They've gained 10 yards and had a fumble and a drop pass. So good thing you can say right now is that it's early. Literally 3 minutes into the game, it's 13-0. Eagles have not had the benefit of playing with the wind at their back yet, but don't want to be down, 3-4 scores by the time that happens. Maybe need to open it up a little bit here earlier on, but wind gusting again at the back of Mason Campbell, the Bentley kicker, who came into the game with 8 touchbacks. Add 2 more to that list, so he's got 10. And again, with that wind blowing, carrying the ball over Bandy and Tracy's heads on both kickoffs. See where this one goes this time. 3rd kickoff of the game, high in the air. Bandy might be able to return it, but no, it lets it go over his head and into the end zone again with that wind blowing it into the end zone. The Eagles, 3 minutes into the game, will have their 3rd offensive possession. 1st and 10 from the 25. Trailing 13-0 on a blocked punt that was brought into the end zone by Santi Quisino. And then a 6-yard touchdown run by their running back, Vinny Holmes. You can hear the wind through my mic if you're listening carefully, and we thank you for joining us this afternoon on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. 1st and 10 for the Eagles on the far hash. Twin receivers to the right, trips to the left as Taylor's alone in the shotgun. In motion goes Tillery. They fake the jet sweep. Taylor looking for the wide receiver screen. He throws it over the head of Tracy, who tipped it up in the air and almost picked off by Matt Ducherman, graduate defensive back out of Haverhill, Massachusetts. Dangerous when you tip that ball. Sometimes better just goes over your head. Once you tip that ball, it leads to a lot of opportunities for people to pick it off. In that case, that's what happened, and Ducherman not able to pick it up. But the Eagles go 2nd and 10 as they tried the wide receiver screen to Josh Tracy. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the pile. That's the tight end, Brown. In the pistol, hands off to Emmanuel, goes over left tackle this time, gains 3, and that'll be 3rd and 7 for the Eagles, where they're 0 for 2. And again, we talked about it, 3rd in the nation on 3rd down defense are the Falcons. They got off the field on a drop ball on the first drive. Second drive, they had a fumble and return to the 6. Now we'll see where the Eagles go here on 3rd down and 6 from the 29-yard line. They need the 35. Trips to the right. Single receiver short side left is Tracy. Snap to Taylor. Looking. Throws it high over the middle. Looking for Tracy. That ball is catchable and caught by Tracy, who takes a big hit. Flag on the play. Caught at the 39-yard line. Josh Tracy with another big catch for the Eagles. That is a gain from the 29 to the 40. That might be a dangerous hit as well. So 32 yards as they mark the ball at the 39-yard line of Bentley as Taylor threw it up in the air to Mr. Everything Josh Tracy, who makes another catch this season. And for Tracy, his 31st catch, that puts him over 650 yards on the season. Again, he's got 8 touchdowns so far. Flag on the play. They're going to call the flag off. Got to wonder if Tracy didn't catch that ball, whether they would have called that penalty. I'm not a fan of that kind of penalty call anyway, but you got to wonder if Tracy wasn't able to catch the ball, whether they would have made that call. Kind of looked like the defender might have led with the helmet a little bit, but didn't hit Tracy in the helmet. Hit him right in the chest. That's probably the reason they pulled the flag up. Tracy not the worse for wear. He's standing and in the play on the near side. On 1st and 10, the Eagles' first completion of the day. Have twin receivers to the far side right. Single receiver is Tracy now in motion. Takes the jet sweep over right side, trying to get around the defensive line. Gain, I think he probably lost a yard. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. They'll make it a loss of 1 on the jet sweep to Josh Tracy. And that'll set up 2nd and 11 from the 40 for the Eagles. First time in Falcon territory today. Eagles will send out 4 wide receivers. And Adonis White, the running back, stands next to Malachi Taylor in the shotgun. To his right. Taylor takes a snap, looks over the left, looks to the right, throws to the right, looks for Adonis White on the fly route, but over White's head. And that'll set up 3rd and 11 from sort of no man's land, although with the wind blowing in the face of the Eagles, they can't get any real yards here. They might punt and just put Bentley deep into their own territory. But 3rd and 11, the Eagles can get some yards here. They might go on 4. Twins to the near side, twins to the left. Emmanuel back out to Taylor's left. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle. He's going to get, avoids the sack. He moves from the sack. He's going to rush ahead. 40, 35, looking for that 30-yard line and taken out. And the ball comes free, and it's picked up by the Falcons. 55, that's 95, excuse me. And brought down. Taylor upended. He avoided the sack originally, then escaped, then was running for the first down, trying to get out of bounds. He got flipped in the air, and the ball picked up by A.J. Norton Jefferson, the senior out of Melrose, Massachusetts, 6'2", 265, who returned the ball to the Eagles' 40-yard line. So these first 3 possessions, exactly not what the Eagles were looking for, as they finally had some offensive momentum. And then the second fumble of the day by Malachi Taylor sets the Falcons in good field position again, leading 13-0. 1st and 10 from the Eagle 40-yard line. Holmes, the running back. Tight formation for Bentley. Under center goes Pullman. Pullman fumbles the ball himself as he dropped it and then dives on it back on the other side of the 50 as he was looking to pitch it to Vinnie Holmes, who was going to go off left tackle, but fumbled the ball behind him, and a loss of 13 all the way back into Falcon territory at the 48-yard line. Break for the Eagles there, a self-enforced fumble. In the shotgun is Pullman with Holmes behind him in the pistol. Snap, hand off to Holmes, who'll go off of left tackle. He finds a crease, and he's gone to the 40, to the 35, and brought down after a gain of 18 yards. And this is what Holmes did to him last year. Bentley going up-tempo. No huddle. Twins to the right. Switching sides is 87 and 0. That's Rashawn Bradford. Twins on both sides. Holmes next to Pullman in the shotgun. Pullman looking, throwing deep down the right sideline. He's got Bradford in the end zone, but just over his head. The wind took that ball a little bit, and that leads to 3rd and 5. So a 13-yard loss on the first play, an 18-yard run by Holmes on 2nd down sets up 4th and 5, and then a 3rd down pass just over the head of Bradford in the end zone, but 4th and 5 from the 35-yard line. trips to the right, twin receivers to the left, Pullman in the shotgun as they continue no huddle. Snap to Pullman, looks over the middle, throws over the middle, caught at the 30. That's going to be a first down. Runs to the 25-yard line. Completed to number 11, who unfortunately we don't have on the roster. Oh, apologies. That's actually number 0. That was Bradford. Excuse me, Rashawn Bradford, number 0. His shirt is sort of tucked into position. Looked like number 11. All of us had that as an 11. That was actually Bradford for the first down. So 1st and 10. And then offsides are the Eagles. So the play is a free play. Throws over the middle. A great catch there, and he might be into the end zone. Is 85. That's Max Wolfgang. 6'4", 230 out of North Andover, Massachusetts. Caught at the 1. After the Eagles went offsides, free play, threw it right over the middle and caught by Wolfgang, and Bentley going no huddle, moving that ball really quickly, and now they bring in a defensive lineman to help on this play. That's Zach Goodwin, who lines up as a fullback. Holmes, the running back. Pullman under center. Hands off to Goodwin, and he's in for the touchdown. And so Goodwin's first touchdown of the season for Bentley, who take a 19-0 lead. It's actually his 3rd carry of the season. That's his 3rd carry of the season. The extra point is good, and it's with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's 20-0 Bentley, who's making it look easy. Eagles actually got him to a 4th down, but jumped off, got the 4th down conversion, then jumped off sides on the first play of the next series, and a beautiful ball thrown to Max Wolfgang, who made his, looks like his first catch of the season on that, and then a 1-yard run by Zach Goodwin, the defensive linebacker. 6', 295 out of Northeastern Massachusetts. His first touchdown, his 2nd touchdown of the season. And early on, the Eagles trailed 20-0. With still over half the first quarter to go. Bentley going no huddle on offense and just moving the ball, not having to go many yards. First drive was 6 yards, second drive was 40 yards. Eagles have fumbled it twice and had a punt blocked already. Campbell going to let Bandy return this one as it falls to the 12. Bandy goes up the middle before he is brought down at about the 27-yard line. So technically the best field position of the day on the Eagles' 4th possession. But the first 3 possessions have not been what the Eagles are looking for. A block punt that led to a touchdown, a sack fumble that was recovered at the 6-yard line, which led to a 1-play 6-yard drive. And then finally, with a little bit of offensive momentum, but 3rd and 11, Taylor avoided the sack, got close to the first down, that was taken out. Ball was left on the ground, returned by A.J. Norton Jefferson to the 40. And then a 6-play drive by the Falcons give them a 20-0 lead. Taylor back to pass over the middle, caught one-handed by Tillery. He gets to the 30 before he's brought down. Ooh, dangerously. That looked painful at the 34-yard line. See if Tillery got up. Looked like he was. That was a dangerous-looking tackle, particularly if you like your knees. Tillery trying to get up, and he does get up. That's good to see the way that hit took place. 2nd and 4 on the 6-yard reception by Tillery. For Tillery, his 19th catch of the season. And the Eagles 2nd and 4, trailing 20-0. Again, looking for just something positive to get the momentum back on their side, as a block punt and 2 turnovers have led to a 20-0 lead, and we're not even 8 minutes through the first quarter. Tracy in motion, snap is high, and might have hit the delay of game. see. Whistle blown. No flag, but whistle blown.
There's no foul on the play. Second down.
So whistle was blown, but no foul, so I don't know what the whistle was blown for. Probably would have been a good idea if the official had told us, just so we had an idea of what the purpose was. But either way, still 2nd and 4 from the 34. Eagles need the 38 for a first down. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. That's Tracy. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun. Taylor looks towards Tracy's way, now looks over the middle, spins away from the pressure, looks over for Emmanuel, but throws it out of bounds. Not sure if Emmanuel would have caught it, he would have gained any yards, but that sets the Eagles on 3rd and 4. 3rd down and 4. Tillery's still being, Tillery's coming back off the field now. Single receiver, twin receivers right, twin receivers left. Snap, fakes the handoff to White. Taylor looking, throws it into the ground. Was that picked off or no? It said it bounced, almost picked up by A.J. Norton-Jefferson. As Taylor tried to ground it on 3rd down, and the Eagles will have to punt. As they will get off the field again. 3rd down. Tried for a screen pass, almost picked off by A.J. Norton-Jefferson, and Kane will try to punt again. Last punt was blocked by 41 Day Garcia. Eagles kicking into the wind will try to get a better kick this time as a gust just picks up. Snap to Kane is better. He's going to get that kick off. Up in the air, and the wind just holds it. It will fall at the 45. A kick of, call it 19 yards. Pardon me, 21 yards. Officially 21 yards. It wasn't a bad looking kick, but the wind just held it up there. It was like a pop fly in baseball. Not returnable as it went out of bounds, but 1st and 10 for the worst field position of the day for the Falcons. In their own territory at the 45. Trips to the left. Handoff to the running back who gets to midfield, still pushing the pile before he's brought down. That running back was 29, Alex Barroway, graduate running back out of Acton, Massachusetts. Barroway on the season has 129 yards on 39 carries, and quick pacing offense goes again. Nobody's covering the wide receiver on the far side, and they tried to pick him off. As wide open was Jonathan Oriaki. There wasn't a defender over there, but he was on the far side of the field with the wind blowing, and Pullman tried to hit him, but threw behind him. And now it's 3rd and 3 as the Falcons will slow down just a bit. Trips to the left. No receivers right. Barroway, the running back, next to Pullman. Eagles trying to get off the field. Snap to Pullman. Fakes the handoff. Looks deep down the left sideline. Throws it deep down the left sideline. It's catchable, but not for Bradford. No flags on the play. Good defense there by the Eagles. Travis Mangual Jr., the safety, 6'3", out of Willimantic, Connecticut. And now it's 4th and 3, and Bentley's going for it. I know they're up 20, but why give the Eagles momentum if you can't get it? 4th and 3, you have the wind at your back. Just play some defense, but they're going to go. Snap, fakes the handoff, throws it again. It's caught at the 40, and down to the 35 goes Jonathan Oriaki. Again, I know that play is completed, and you sit there and go, well, it's completed. It's a great play. I'm not sure. If you don't get it, you give the Eagles a lot of momentum, and you're up by 20. Well, punt, play defense on an offense that hasn't been able to do very much today. But I'm not a coach. I'm a broadcaster. 1st and 10 from the 35. Hands it to Barroway, who tries to go off tackle to the left. He gets a few yards before taking down to 32. Call it a 3-yard gain for Barroway. Actually, call it a 2-yard gain. They're going to put him down at the 33-yard line. 2nd and 8. as the Falcons continue to go no huddle. Twin receivers to the right. Tight formation on the left. Barroway still the running back next to Pullman. In motion goes Bradford. He takes the jet sweep handoff off tackle to the 30, to the 25, 20. Still in bounds at the 15, brought down around the 12 by Miles Sneed, but not after a gain of 20. And Bentley is in the red zone again, 1st and 10 from the 11, so they can get a first down at the 1. But 1st and 10 from the 11 on the jet sweep to Bradford. Again, the leading receiver in the NE10. Single receivers on either side. Barroway, the lone running back. As under center goes Pullman. He hands it to Barroway. Runs into the pile of defensive linemen. Gets a yard or 2 out of it. They'll mark him down close to the 7. So actually call it close to a 4-yard gain. As originally ran into the pile of linemen. But call it 4. So 2nd and 6. Again, Falcons can get a first down at the 1. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 20-0 Bentley. Single receiver left. Twins to the right. Tight end to the right as well. Barroway still the running back. Pullman in the shotgun. Takes it. Hands to Barroway, who goes to the middle, then off left tackle. He's driving toward the goal line. Tackled at the 2. That'll make it 3rd and 1. Again, they only need a yard for the first down. 2 for the end zone, leading 20-0. Barroway taking this series. Same formation. Barroway this time to the right of Pullman. He'll take the handoff from Pullman up the middle. Nobody touches him, and into the end zone goes Alex Barroway for his first rushing touchdown of the season. And Bentley, with 3:20 to go in the first quarter, now leads 26-0. Campbell, who had 1 extra point block but has made the last 2, will attempt his 3rd. Snap, good. Spot, kick, up, and good. And with 3:21 officially to go in quarter number 1, Bentley hasn't done anything wrong, really, in this game. They lead 26-0, wanting to put the hammer down early. The Eagles have had 2 turnovers and a punt blocked, and trail 26-0 here in the first quarter in NE10 action here this afternoon. Around the NE10 halftime, it up at Assumption. Assumption leads UNH 10-7. That's really a battle for first place in the NE10 right now. 10-7. Assumption over Bentley at halftime. Campbell to kick off again. Tracy and Bandy standing on their own 10 as Jay Lovejoy has to hold the ball for Campbell to kick with the wind gusting. Weird kick. Undercut it. Bandy will take it at the 15. Avoids the first defender to the 20. Takes a cut to the near side of the 25-30. He'll get hit at the 30. Call it 1. And out of bounds. Campbell sort of took a stutter step when he kicked the ball, like not looking to kick it into the end zone, wanting to have it returned, and it was returned out by Bandy out to the 31-yard line, where the Eagles will start 1st and 10, trailing 26-0. Jermaine Tillery back out there at receiver. He'll be on the far right side with Dre Yeldell. Tracy near side, close to the formation on the left. Snap to Taylor. Looks left, looks right, throws right, gets to the Tracy, who catches at the 30. He's up to the 35, spins away from the defender. About a yard shy of the first down as he gets tackled at the 40. For Josh Tracy, his 2nd catch of the day. 9-yard gain leads to 2nd and 1 at the Eagle 40. Needs the 41 for the first down. Tillery and Tracy now on the near side with single receiver to the right. Emmanuel in the pistol behind Taylor. Bad snap taken by Taylor, given to Emmanuel. He'll get the first down and more. Up to the 45-50, throws a defender off of him, gets over the midfield line. Looks like about the 47-yard line of the Falcons, and a 13-yard run, actually called a 12-yard run for Isaiah Emanuel, as the ball is just over midfield at the 49-yard line, so officially a 12-yard run. And the Eagles have 1st and 10 on the Falcons side of the field. Snap, pitch to Emanuel to the near side, gets past left tackle over the 40-yard line before brought down at the 39. That's close to another Eagle first down. They'll give it to him, so 10-yard gain for Emanuel on the pitch run off left tackle. And the Eagles, with 2 consecutive good offensive plays, are at the 39-yard line of Bentley. 1st and 10 again. Tracy, the single receiver on the near side. Trip receivers to the right. Emanuel in the pistol. Now offset next to Taylor on the near side. Taylor, back to pass, looks left, throws over the middle, has Tillery, who dropped it again at the 28-yard line. His second drop today. That's a catchable ball that Tillery's got to make. But dropped that one as well, and the Eagles will go 2nd and 10. That's how you help the offense out with those catches as they're moving down the field. A minute 22 to go in the first quarter. Eagles trail 26-0. 2nd and 10 from the 39. As twin receivers right, single receiver left. This time in the pistol is Emanuel directly behind Taylor. Snap to Taylor, hands it to Emanuel, tries to go up the middle, spins away from the first defender. Will get a maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard. Let's see where they officially mark it. Call it no gain. They'll put him right back at the 39-yard line. And 3rd and 10 for the Eagles at the 39-yard line. Almost assuredly 4-down territory here as the clock ticks under 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Same formation for the Eagles. Twins to the right, single receiver left on the near side. Emanuel this time will stand next to Taylor in the shotgun on his left. Taylor moves Tracy in the formation as he goes in motion now to the far side. Taylor looking to pass, throws it deep. He's got Tillery open. He catches it at the 10. 5, touchdown Eagles! As he kind of ran a slant and go, and Tillery was wide open at the 10-yard line. A good throw by Malachi Taylor, and Jermaine Tillery gets into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown catch of this season. Taylor, his 10th touchdown throw of the season, and the Eagles are on the board. It's 26-6. Good timing by the Eagles as the quarter about to end. Extra point to come. Aiden Kane kicking into the wind. Snap is good. Kane gets it up, and it is good. He drives it through the hole, and it's 26-7 as the Eagles, with 3 seconds left to go in the first quarter, which is actually not the best of things because the Eagles now have to kick into the wind, but are on the board. They've cut the lead to 26-7, so maybe a little bit of momentum as the Eagles will now get the ball. Will kick the ball to Bentley and then be having the wind at their back to really start the offense on the second quarter. Eagles do a good job on that drive as, again, Jermaine Tillery, a 39-yard touchdown reception, his 19th catch and 3rd touchdown of the season. Back to receive the ball is Rashawn Bradford and Matt Dusherman, as not sure the ball will get there with the wind blowing, although it seems to have died down slightly at the moment. Aiden Kane kicking from his 35. Wouldn't be surprised to see a ground ball. Let's see. Nope. Kicks a sort of a line drive that's going to be taken by Dusherman. Taken at the 10, he gets to the 20, he's up to the 25, tries to spin away, then goes backwards a little bit for brought down around the 25. He got, closer to the 30, then spun backwards and tried to keep going and was tackled at the 25, and that'll do it for the first quarter. As somehow that play didn't eat the full 3 seconds. Either way, I'm not the clock operator, but 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 25. Gives to Holmes on the pitch. Gets to the 25 over right tackle. Before brought down close to the 29. Falcons going no huddle and moving quickly. Twin receivers to the left. Single receiver to the right. Holmes right next to the quarterback, who hands it to Holmes again. He goes off left tackle this time. Brought down shy of the first down marker at the 34. That'll end the first quarter. And after 1 quarter of play, the Falcons will have 3rd and call it 2 to start the second quarter. But they lead the Eagles 26-7 here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury. With the score, Bentley 26, Post 7, the end of the first quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening and watching the Post University Football on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Start of the second quarter, I might have been saying 26-7. It's 27-7, excuse me. Bentley leads with a 3rd and call it 1.5 at their own 35-yard line. Snap to Pullman, hands to Holmes, who tries to get over the tackle. He does at the first down and a couple more, as he'll be brought down at the 40. So on 3rd and 1.5, Holmes gains 5.5, call it 6. And the Falcons get first down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Good first quarter for Bentley, again leading 27-7, but now the wind in their face for the first time today, leading by 20. Again, apologies for saying 26-7. Scoreboard incorrect. Stats correct. 1st and 10, Pullman takes the snap, hands off to Holmes again, this time right into the pile, but still pushing it forward. Might gain 2, which might have originally at the line of scrimmage, but pushed the pile for a gain of 2 at the end of the play. Tackled by Zach Jones and Miles Sneed amongst the conglomerate of Eagles in the pile. Call it 3, so 2nd and 7 technically at the 43-yard line. They need midfield for a first down. Single receiver left, single receiver right. Holmes behind Pullman. Fakes the handoff on play action. Tries to get away from the defender. Throws it over the middle. It's going to get picked off by the Eagles at midfield. Ball is then fumbled ahead. Who gets the ball back? There's a flag on the play as well. So many things occurred here. Almost assuredly a holding penalty. But then an interception. And recovery by the Eagles. So a break for the Eagles there, as Joey Pollen picked up the ball after it was fumbled on the interception by Michael Gabetti. So let's see what all of this is. It was a holding penalty, I believe, on Bentley, then an interception. Oh, they're going to call roughing the passer. I thought that was holding. Wow, that's a break for Bentley. Did not see that on that play. Looked like a holding penalty that brought down the Eagle defender in the backfield, as that's when the flag came out. But an interception was thrown. Eagles returned it, fumbled it, got it back, but roughing the passer. Coach Adam Schultz not happy with that call, and I'm not going to tell you I blame him. Just didn't see where the roughing the passer call was. So take the interception off the board, give the ball 1st and 10 to the Falcons, who get a break. Another one. With the ball at the 42-yard line inside Eagle territory. Bradford in motion, hands to Holmes, who hits the pile, pushing the pile, but maybe got a yard this time. Call it no gain officially, as the Eagle defense did a good job that time, Pushing the pile, Rashawn McNeil, 6'2 freshman linebacker of Asbury Park, New Jersey, among the pile to bring down Holmes. One of the linemen has to go off because his helmet fell off, so being replaced in the line, a new offensive guard. On 2nd and 10, snap, fakes to Holmes, gives the reverse, gets to the 45-40 to the 35-30 before he's brought down at the 28-yard line on the reverse. That goes to Nick Marciano, graduate wide receiver out of Mansfield, Massachusetts. Gain of 14 and a first down for the Falcons at the 26-yard line. Good use of misdirection. Gets the Falcons a first down. Twin receivers right. No receivers to the left. Holmes next to Pullman in the shotgun. Pullman takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Holmes, looks left, throws left, has a man, but good defense. But is that caught? That was caught. Nicely done. Nicely caught there by 87, Pat Damon. Their leading receiver at tight end, his 27th reception of the season. Nice catch there at the 9, but I thought a good defensive play was coming by Jalen Russell as he got a hand on it, but a nice catch by Damon. That's 1st and goal inside the 10 for the Falcons with single receivers on either side. Snap, hands off to Holmes, who goes off left tackle. Nobody touches him until he gets to the goal line, and by that time he's into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day and a 33-7 lead for the Falcons. So that roughing the passer call, again, a little bit questionable, and took a turnover off the board for the Eagles. Changing momentum, that would have put a ton of momentum on the Eagles' side, but the Falcons take their break and walk down the field and get a touchdown as Holmes gets his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 4th of the season. And now Campbell kicking the extra point into the wind. Snap is good, kick is up, and it is true. 34-7 Bentley. 11 minutes and change, about 11:28 to go in the second quarter in the first half. And Bentley has a 34-7 lead. And again, talk about a play, a change of momentum. Eagles get the touchdown, down 20, get an interception, but take it off the board on a questionable roughing the passer penalty. And the Falcons take advantage of the break. And they've already blocked the punt and had 2 fumble recoveries in the game, which, that's the Eagles doing. But to get a questionable call, as the Eagles were going to get off the field, not only get off the field, but turn them over. Now we'll have the ball kicked to him with the wind in the face of Mason Rudolph. Tracy and Bandy standing at their own 10. Again, when Kane kicked the ball, he went for a line drive. 2 weeks ago with Southern Connecticut, they just ground balled it. Let's see what Rudolph does here. Campbell does here. Runs up, kicks the ball, goes high in the air. Tracy will be able to return it at the 15. Tracy gets to the 20, 25, where he's brought down after close to a 10-yard return. Brought down at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, the Eagles will start there. Eagles, who scored on their last drive, have the wind at their back for the first time today. Trailing 33-7. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Emmanuel to Taylor's left. Snap to Taylor. Pitches to Emmanuel, makes a tough catch. Tries to go around the side, gets maybe 4 out to the 30. That'll make it 31, so they'll call it 5 yards. 2nd and 5. Call it 5.5. 2nd and 5.5 for the Eagles at the 31-yard line. They need just about the 37 for the first down. Twins left, Twins right. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun. Snap to Taylor, who looks right now, looks over the middle, now throws it to Tillery, who catches it at the 35, makes a break to the 40, 45, and then brought down on a horse collar tackle at the 46-yard line, and a flag goes up as Chase Artope, Mike DePlacido, the other number 10, senior safety, 6 foot 190 out of Hudson, Massachusetts, will tack 15 yards on for the horse collar tackle on Tillery, who's been tackled hard today on a couple of occasions. So Eagles with a first down to the 45, tack on 15 more down to the Falcon 40. Injured on the play was Nick Puccillo, linebacker out of Acton, Massachusetts. He's being helped off. Didn't see what happened, but brought down. Being helped off on the far sideline as the Eagles move up to the line quickly with trip receivers left, single receiver right. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun, 1st and 10, officially from the 38-yard line of the Falcons. Eagles driving, trailing 34-7. Snap. Taylor looks left, throws over the middle, has somebody open, it's caught! Gambino at the 5, brought down at the 4, officially to 3, and on a beautiful throw, 35 yards to Anthony Gambino, his 17th catch of the season, and the Eagles are 1st and goal for the first time today at the 3-yard line. Eagles 6 in the NE10 in red zone offense, 138th in the nation. Bentley red zone defense is 2nd in the NE10 and 21st in the nation. They're 68%, so 32% of the time they get off the field. Eagles score at a 65% clip in the red zone, 11 touchdowns, 2 field goals. 1st and goal from the 3, and again, if the Eagles can get some momentum back, they did get an interception on the last drive that was called back, but have that ability, and if they can put a couple scores together, you make this football game again. At least put a little doubt in Bentley's mind if you can score and then make a stop. So 34-7, Eagles ball, 1st and goal at the 3. On a 35-yard catch by Anthony Gambino, the Eagles will go 1st and goal. They'll have Tillery and Mitchell as receivers on the right. Josh Tracy, the receiver, on the far side left. Pistol formation with Emmanuel behind Taylor, who goes under center. Taylor tries to push the pile forward. He's at the 3. That's a long way to go. Gets down to the 1 on the quarterback sneak. Gains a yard and a half. Interesting call from the 3. Because you got to go a long way. Call it 2nd and goal now from the 1.5. Same formation, though Emmanuel moves to the right and Taylor is shotgun this time instead of directly under center. This would be the place you would do that draw. Pitches to Emmanuel. Flag on the play. Probably, I don't want to guess. Emmanuel is short of the goal line. But a flag on the play, that's either offsides on the defense or illegal formation on the offense. Let's see.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield, offense, 5-yard penalty.
And illegal formation will push the Eagles back to the 6. As that flag went off on the snap, so it can only be 2 things by the line judge. It's either illegal formation or offsides. In this case, it was illegal formation. And the Eagles now with 2nd and goal from 6.5.
2nd and goal from the 6 for the Eagles.
8 minutes and change to go in the first half. 5 wide receivers, 3 near side on trips, 2 far side in twins. Snap. Taylor looks over the middle, now looks right, throws over the middle, but too high and too hard for Gambino. And that'll set up 3rd down. With 8:40 to go in the first half. Play calling has been a little interesting down here at the goal line, but the Eagles have a chance. 3rd and goal from the 7. Twins to the right, twins to the left. Shotgun for Taylor with Emmanuel next to him. Snap to Taylor, who looks left towards Josh Tracy. Throws it that direction, and it is deflected and brought down for an incompletion. I think he was looking for Anthony Gambino, who's struggling to get up, and that leads to fourth down. Wonder if you go here or you kick the field goal on 4th and goal from the 6. Gambino down on the far side of the end zone. So an injury timeout on the field. Looked like his hand originally, but can't really tell because once he fell on his back, I don't know, and the coaches and the trainers ran out there to check on him. While we're waiting, updated scores around the NE10. Assumption leads UNH 13-7. That game in the third quarter. Again, really a battle for first place. 13-7 Assumption in the third quarter. Pace leads AIC 7-0 in the second quarter. Coming up on halftime in Pleasantville. And down in New Haven, Southern Connecticut leads Franklin Pierce 10-7 as they approach halftime down in New Haven. That's your look around the NE10 right now. Nationally, top 25. Ohio State, number 4, leads Nebraska 14-6 at halftime. Number 12, Notre Dame, all over number 24, Navy, 31-7. That game's at halftime. A lot of people like Navy today. But Notre Dame so far up 31-7. Number 13, Indiana, hosting game day for the first time ever. They lead Washington 17-14 in the third. Ole Miss trailing Oklahoma 14-10. That's number 18, Ole Miss. Trailing Oklahoma at halftime 14-10. That's your look around the top 25. Currently playing in the NCAA today. 4th and goal from the 6.5. Gambino able to walk off eventually. Let's see if the Eagles are going to go for it or kick a field goal. Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 6. Eagles are going to go as they bring out 4 receivers, twins on both sides. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun on 4th and goal from the 6. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle. Throws over the middle. It is caught, but short of the end zone. And a turnover on downs as it was caught by Ramon Calderon, 6'2", 190 freshman out of Lynbrook, New York, place I know reasonably well. But didn't get to the goal line, was brought down at the 2. And a turnover on downs as Calderon gets his second varsity reception of the season, and the Eagles turn the ball over. So the Falcons will be 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line, leading 34-7 with 8 minutes to go, 8 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first half. Twin receivers to the left, tight formation with man going in motion from near to far, now back to near. Shotgun for the quarterback. And a delay of game penalty. As I think he might have been trying to get the line to jump to gain the yards was Pullman. Though the Bentley coaches don't look very happy with that, so they move it back a yard. Now it's 2nd and 11 from the 1. Pullman calling signals, man in motion again, same formation. Trying to get him to move again. He got him to move, and there's the free 5 yards. So the Eagles didn't bite the first time. The second time they bit, and it's a free 5 yards for the Eagles, who will they'll call it officially the penalty on Antoine Walden. So there's the 5 yards that the Falcons were looking for. Now it's 2nd and 6. Excuse me, it's 1st and 6. As the Falcons lost a yard on a penalty, now gained 5 on a penalty. So 1st and 6, excuse me. Tight formation, receivers tight to the formation. Snap, hands off to the running back who finds a hole, gets to the 10 and brought down for a first down at the 13-yard line. So, again, Eagles shooting themselves in the foot by giving the Falcons a free 5 yards and then a first down run of 7 yards by Joshua Campo, his first touch today. And Campo, the junior out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Snap, handoff again to Campo, who gets over the 15 before he's gang tackled at the 17. Led by Kawaku Agaman amongst the 3 Eagles in there. Tack in Zachary Jones as well. And the quick-moving Falcon offense goes again. Pullman takes a shotgun snap, throws it over the middle. It's caught. Enough for a first down at the 25-yard line. That was Isaiah DeSias, the senior wide receiver, 5'8", 180 out of Ozone Park, New York. And for DeSias, his 19th catch of the season puts him over the 200-yard mark on the season. And the no-huddle offense continues. 5 wide receivers. Pullman in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks right. Still looking right. Now looking over the middle. He might be brought down by Agaman. He throws Agaman down. He's bouncing off the Eagle defenders. Pullman, a big boy, 6'4", 240, bounced off 2 Eagle defenders before finally being sacked by Zach Jones. But 2 Eagle defenders, including Kawaku Agaman, bounced off of Pullman, And that led to a sack eventually, but not as deep as they would have liked. Now a handoff as the no-huddle continues to Joshua Campo. Gains back the yardage and maybe one more past the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 9 for the Falcons, leading 34-7. Eagles with an opportunity to get off the field for the first time today on defense. Twin receivers on both sides. Now add a third to the right. Pullman back, throws it. It is picked off over the middle, picked off at the 30-yard line by the Eagles, Amir Johnson, as he sat in the hole and waited as he looked toward the near side did Pullman, and Johnson caught it, threw it right to him. Johnson didn't even have to move, and there's a break for the Eagles. No flags on this play, and the Eagles will get the ball 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, trailing 34-7. With 5:42 to go in the half, Eagles go trips to the right, single receiver left, Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun. 1st and 10, they call it the 20 officially, so the Eagles hit the red zone. Taylor looks over the middle, throws it to the right side. It's caught by Emmanuel for a gain of maybe 3. Mark him down at the 18 officially. 2nd and 7 as the Eagles create a turnover, their first turnover today. Eagles were -3 on the season in turnover margin. They're -1 today. 2nd and 7. Trips to the left, single receiver right. This time pistol formation with Emmanuel behind Taylor. Snap to Taylor, hands to Emmanuel, finds a hole off the right guard. He gets to the 10, he's closing into the 5, and he's brought down just before the 5-yard line. Let's see where they officially mark him, the 6 or the 7. Call it the 7 for Isaiah Emmanuel, who went off the right guard. Good hole push there by the Eagle offensive line, led by Colin Owens, number 67. Quick handoff again to Emmanuel, driving toward the goal line. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Isaiah Emmanuel. Into the nest he goes for the 9th time this season. Isaiah Emmanuel has had a decent day on the ground so far. It makes the score 33-13. Bentley with 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the first half. So the Eagles take the turnover, go 3 plays and into the end zone. And Aiden Kane will kick the extra point, or try the extra point rather. Snap is good, up and good. Falcons looking for movement as somebody on the offensive line's butt went up in the air, but they didn't call it, and Kane kicks it through. So the Eagles, again, back in the game a little bit. It's 34-14. If somehow they can get the Falcons off the field and get some more scores, it'll make it a bit more of a football game. But Isaiah Emmanuel's 9th touchdown of the season should be close to over 700 scrimmage yards. on the season. And the Eagles now with the wind at their back, kicking to the Falcons, trailing 34-14. Eagle offenses look better, even though they weren't able to score on the fourth down play on the drive before. The offenses look better these last few snaps. And getting, again, had the interception on the one that was called back, and then just getting an interception on this drive might put a little doubt in the mind of the Falcon offense. And if the Eagles can turn this around a little bit and make it a football game, you never know. But Aiden Kane, with the wind at his back, kicking to Rashawn Bradford and Matt Dusherman, who are standing at their own 5. Ball falls off the tee. They'll give Kane one more opportunity to do that before somebody's going to have to come and hold it. Don't forget to stay with us at halftime. We'll go around the Post University Sports Team and the NE10 football here on youtube.com/GoPostEagles and the CACC network. Kane approaches the ball, gets it up in the air. He's going to get into the end zone, and that's a touchback for Aiden Kane. And for Kane, that's his first touchback of the season. That's what 20-mile-an-hour gusty winds will do. Aiden Kane gets it into the end zone for a touchback, his first of the season. Pardon me, his 4th of the season. Wrong stat line. 4th of the season on touchbacks. And the Falcons will have 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Last possession was an interception. Eagles trailing by 20. Want to get the Falcons off the field, get one more chance before the half ends with the wind at their back and 4:36 to go in the first half. Twin receivers right, call it trips receivers right. Pullman in the shotgun. Has Holmes next to him, fakes it to Holmes, throws it to Bradford at the 20, gets to the 25, now out to the 30, called a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 as Bradford made the catch on the quick screen pass to Bradford. Again, no huddle. Stacked receivers on the near side, fakes to Holmes, throws it to the far side, caught by Oriaki and out of bounds at the 40 as a first down. Simple pitch and catch there. And the no huddle continues for Pullman and the Falcons. Twins to the left, single receiver right, Holmes next to Pullman. Snap, hands off, fakes the throw, and up the middle he goes. Does Holmes, 40, 30, 20. Brought down at the 9-yard line was Vinnie Holmes. And a gain of 52 for Vinnie Holmes as he went right up the middle on the no huddle. And the Eagles have not really had an answer other than the one drive today for the no huddle offense. As the Falcons went pass, run up the middle, and are in the red zone again. With Holmes next to Pullman in the shotgun and receivers on either side. Snap, hands to Holmes, goes up the middle. Brought down at the 5, called a gain of 3 for Vinnie Holmes, who's got 2 touchdowns today already. And closing in on the 100-yard mark for the game total here in the first half. Tight end and receiver to the right, one receiver to the left. Now Bradford in motion. Holmes takes the handoff off tackle and into the end zone he goes for the 3rd time today. A hat trick of touchdowns for Vinnie Holmes. A 5-yard run this time. Moves Holmes up to 5 touchdowns on the season with his hat trick of touchdowns, and 40-7. Bentley, 40-14, pardon me, does Bentley go up here in the first half. Campbell again on the extra point. High snap. Ball gets down. It's blocked again and off the crossbar. It was blocked by somebody within the line of the Eagle D. Not sure who got his paw up there, but a high snap. They got the snap down. Nice job by the holder, Billy Osborne, to get the snap down. But Campbell, low line drive into the wind. A paw of the Eagles' hand got up there, blocked it, and then it went off the crossbar. So the second missed extra point of the day by Campbell both of them blocked by the Eagles. Keep it 40-14. And in college football, you never know. So, obviously a large lead for the Falcons right now, up by 26. But, if the Eagles can somehow make a comeback, you might look at those points, the 2 missed extra points, as something to consider. So the Eagles, with the wind blowing hard right now and into the face of Campbell, will get the ball back, trailing 40-14. They will not get the ball to start the second half. The Falcons will, which does make this drive key for the Eagles if they want to stay around in this game. Currently trailing 40-14. Kicked by Campbell, a line drive ball that's going to be played by Tracy at the 10. Gets to the 15-20, makes a veer around one defender, 20, 25, 30. Gets around the block to the 35 before finally brought down around the 38-yard line. Nice return by Joshua Tracy, who averages 35.4 yards a return. Call that one 28. But gets the Eagles in decent field position to start this drive. Eagles have 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning with 2:21 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 at the Eagle 38. Trip receivers right, single receiver far side left. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun, who takes a low snap, picks it up, throws a quick ball that's deflected at the line. 98 got his big paw on that. That's Isaiah Gomes. Looking for Jermaine Tillery. Incompletion. 2nd and 10. Over, call it a 5-second run, so 2:17 to go in the first half. Again, 2-minute timeout still coming, plus 3 timeouts for the Eagles if they can keep this drive alive. Twins on either side. Wind at the back of Taylor. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle. Escapes the rush. Throws it deep down the sideline. He's got Tracy over the middle. I said sideline. I meant middle. But Wind took that ball. It's a challenge on a ball like that because the Wind will take it just like a punt. And he threw it on a line, but about 10 yards too far for Tracy. And that'll make it 3rd and 10. You don't want to give the Falcons the ball back with time and timeouts. So big 3rd down play here with the Eagles trailing 40-14. Still in the first half. Trip receivers right, single receiver left. Man in motion, fakes this jet sweep, throws the wide receiver screen to Tillery, who's got some room, trying to get to the first down. He does get to the first down over the 47, which is what he needed. Call it the 48, and Jermaine Tillery gets the first down and a 2-minute timeout we have reached. So the Eagles on 3rd down get the first down, keep their drive moving. And the 2-minute timeout for the Eagles, and that's brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Again, join us at halftime. We'll go around the NE10 football, give you the players of the week for week number 7, which would have been last week, and take you a tour around the Post University sports scene, an ever expanding and busy sports scene with the women's hockey now underway and men's hockey 13 days away from the home opener. Plus all of the fall sports beginning to come to an end or head toward the CACC playoffs. So a lot of things going on in college athletics here on the Post University campus today. But 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line after the Tillery 12-yard catch and run. Trips to the right, single receiver left, snap to Taylor in the shotgun, looks left, throws right, throws it for Tillery, but too far and out of bounds. Looking for Tillery, looked left and threw it to the right as Tillery was looking for the ball around the 25 and went over his head and out of bounds. So 2nd and 10 for the Eagles, who still have 3 timeouts. They'll go trip receivers to the near side right, single receiver to the left, Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle, looks to avoid the rush, throws it deep down the middle, but Tillery wasn't running that kind of route. He sort of slowed up at the 25. That ball landed at the 10. So either miscommunication by Taylor on the throw or a misrun route by Tillery, don't know which. Either way, a dangerously thrown ball because the only players back there were Bentley defenders. And the Eagles go right back to third down and 10. 1:44 to go in the first half. Twin receivers on both sides. Snap. Taylor. Blitz coming. Throws a wide receiver screen to Tracy, who dropped it. Tough throw. Got his left hand on it. Tracy would have had some space if he could have caught the ball. Didn't, and that'll lead to a punt. As on 4th and 10, the Eagles will punt, which will give the Falcons an opportunity to get some more points. Leading by 26. Back to receive the punt is Matt Dusherman, standing on his own 10. Kane punting for the first time today with the wind at his back. Snap. Kick is up and almost blocked. Thought there was an offsides on that play and going to be called. It's down at the 5, but I believe it's offsides on Bentley, although I've been wrong today a couple of times. Let's see. Let's see what the Eagles do if it's 4th and 5. Question is, and some people are saying they think the ball was a live ball, but I thought the ball went off the Bentley.
Offside. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the kick. First down.
So the Eagles are not going to take the 5 yards on the offensive side. They're going to take it on the kicking side and push Bentley deep in.
They've changed their mind. We're going to go back to the previous spot. 5 yards from the previous spot.
Oh, there you go. So I think the Eagle offense might come on the field now with 4th and 5. There's a lot of confusion going on right now. There's a tremendous amount of confusion both by the officials and the coaching staff, as the ball was down at about the 7. The 5-yard penalty. The Eagles can have 4th and 5. The Eagles can have 4th and 5. And on top of all that, the guy who's holding the down marker's in the wrong spot too. So the Eagles can have 4th and 5 and have an offensive play, or they can have play defense with the ball at about the 3. Coach Adam Schultz a little apoplectic because he doesn't understand who changed their minds. Eagle defense still on the field. The Eagle defense is standing in the red zone looking to play defense. The Falcon special teams is standing at the 40-yard line. Both teams going in the wrong directions at the moment. And a tremendous amount of confusion as the referee has made both sets of calls. And nobody knows what they are yet. They're still talking it over. A decision, I think, is about to be made. Oh, they're coming back to talk to Coach Schultz. The Eagles don't seem to appear like they think they got the ball off the punt because the defense is out there. But in some ways, that sums up the first half. So let's see. So the Eagles have chosen, I believe, to push the play back 5 yards. And I get the feeling the ref doesn't want to make another verbal call to the crowd because he didn't look good on that last series. But let's see. Ball is going to be marked somewhere. And ball is now at the 3.5-yard line.
First and 10 for the Falcons from the 3-yard line.
1:33 to go in the first half on what was a crazy series of plays. First and 10 from the 3.5, leading 40-14. And similar to the last time they were down here, Pullman trying to get him to jump. This time made his own team jump, pushing him back 1.5 yards. So now we're down to about the 2. First and 10 from the 2. Pullman trying to get the Eagles to jump again. Snap, Pullman, hands off, trying to get out of his own end zone. This time ran into a maze of players and stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's the 2. Is Holmes. Eagles don't call a timeout, so the clock ticking away. 25 on the play clock, 1:15 to go in the first half. Second and call it 11. Under a minute. First time today that the Falcons are not in any kind of rush, and who can blame them? Single receivers on either side. Holmes behind Pullman, who goes under center. They hand it to Holmes, who goes up the middle again, gets hit again, gains maybe 1 yard back to the initial line of scrimmage for all of this. And if the Eagles aren't going to call a timeout, that's going to end the half. And the Eagles don't look like they want to call a timeout. So, no, I apologize. There's a 2-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. So the Falcons will have to run one more play. Probably should just kneel it down. Why even bother handing it off? Nothing good can come from the handoff. And Barroway's the running back. Under center, hands off to the up back this time. Snapped and tackled. And interesting set of calls. Hold on, I think the Eagles call timeout now with under a second to go in the first half and 4th down. They're going to change it to 2 seconds on the clock. They're going to make Bentley run one more play. It's 4th down from the 6. So the half not over. It's an interesting set of calls and timeouts with the Eagles having more than the one, but Coach Schultz is going to make them punt with the wind at their back. Excuse me, with the wind in their face. So 2 seconds remains in the first half. It's 4th and 9 from the 6. Pullman is still out there. I guess there's no belief in punting at Bentley the way they've been playing. Pullman probably just going to run around for 2 seconds or try to, but it is 4th down, so he can't just kneel the ball. If he kneels the ball, they'll give the Eagles the ball right back. So they're going to have to figure out a way to run 2 seconds on the clock.
3 seconds on the field. We're going to take the 3 seconds on the field here.
Now they've made it 3 seconds from 2 seconds, and I don't know. Snap to Pullman, who's going to roll away. He's going to kill those 3 seconds. Throws it high up in the air and out of bounds, and that'll end the first half.
That's the end of the first half.
Eagles trail 40-14 at halftime. An interesting last 90 seconds between the officials and timeout. But the Eagles trail by 26 as we go to halftime here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury. We'll come back in 3 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University football on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Those were our post-university cheerleaders giving an excellent performance here this afternoon as we're at halftime here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury with the Eagles trailing Bentley 40-14. Halftime, as usual, brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News & World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagle fans, the collegiate sports scene is beginning. At least the winter season is beginning. The fall is starting to wrap up. Are you in the market for some post-university swag, particularly some nice sweatshirts, a blanket, something to keep you warm as the winter weather begins to kick in, or late fall weather? Are you looking for the latest in post-university clothing or branded items? You want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home, or on the road? If so, go to posteagles.com. Click on the fans section on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to grab everything and anything Post-University Eagles. Use the code PLAYOFF20 at checkout to receive 20% off your order of $75 or more. There are some exclusions. They do apply. That code is PLAYOFF, PLAYOFF20 at checkout. You can also visit the campus store and the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Let's start with women's hockey, who had a tough 3-2 loss last night in their home opener against Franklin Pierce. There was 4 goals in 5 minutes scored between the two teams, but unfortunately the Eagles came out on the wrong side 3-2, dropping their record to 1-2-0 in the NEWHA and falling to 1-6 overall. Julia Wysocki scored the opening goal for the Eagles on an unassisted marker with just over 5 minutes gone in the second period before Selena McEvis saw her penalty come to a close, and then Ashley Wright would tip in a shot past Saunders. But then Casey Van de Otelaar would capitalize to take the lead. And the Eagles had it briefly, but unfortunately fell 3-2. Wysocki now leads the team with 3 goals this season and scored from back-to-back games for the first time in 2 seasons. The Eagles allowed 21 shots on goal. That's the season low. Hannah Saunders made 18 saves. The Eagles will finish their home-and-home series, so they got on a bus and headed up to New Hampshire. That game is at 7 p.m. tonight. The Eagles are 1-12 all-time against the Ravens on the road. That win coming almost 2 full seasons ago for the women's hockey program. For the men, they were picked to finish in a tie for last in the NE10 men's coaches poll. They finished 3-25 last season. They're picked to be last with Franklin Pierce. Assumption picked to lead the way this season with 23 points and 3 first-place votes. St. A's and Southern New Hampshire tied for second. St. Mike's in fourth, and then Franklin Pierce and Post, each with 8 points apiece. The Eagles will have 26 games, 20 conference games, 6 non-conference games, and the season will kick off 1 week from today, 4 p.m. on the road against Fitchburg State. That game will be on the Fitchburg State side of the ledger. The home opener will be a week from Friday, 13 days away for the Eagle men. They will play their first game at home this season versus St. Mike's in a conference matchup. That game will start at 2 p.m. at the Lou Astorino Arena up in Hamden, not at the Sports Center of Connecticut. That'll be at the Lou Astorino Arena in Hamden, Connecticut. That game is Friday, November 8th at 2 p.m., followed by the second game, which will be November 9th, a Saturday at 4 p.m. I will be on the broadcast as usual for Friday, and then on Saturday we will have somebody filling in for me as I will be here doing the football season finale against AIC on Saturday, November 9th. But a busy week of games for the Eagle men, as I will be back on the call as your voice of men's hockey for Post University. Women's soccer, they lost to Dominican earlier this week, as unfortunately players dropping like flies for the women's soccer team as they lost a tough one to Dominican 2-0. Post fell to 2-10 overall, 2-6 in the CACC, while Dominican moves to 6-1 overall, 4-3-1 in the CACC. They'll play the final road game of the season. It's currently underway at Georgian Court before ending with 3 consecutive home matches. The Eagles have not beaten the Lions since 2014 and are 0-6-2 against them over their last 8 matchups. Volleyball picks up their 4th straight sweep against Caldwell. They did that earlier this week, defeating Caldwell 3-0. Again, with another sweep. That moves them to 13-8 overall and 8-1 in the CACC. They also play today. They're heading to Chestnut Hill College. That game underway currently. They've been swept by Chestnut Hill in the last 2, but their last win coming in 2021 for Post, who 13-8 overall and 8-1 in conference. Good for the Lady Eagle volleyball program. Men's soccer came away with a 2-0 win against Dominican earlier this week. They moved to 7-4-3 overall, 5-1-2 in the CACC. Just what the doctor ordered in the road game, as freshman midfielder Len Fless continued his goal-scoring streak, making it 3 consecutive matches for the Eagles. He netted 2 first-half goals to help lead the Eagles to the 2-0 victory and into the top 4 in the CACC standings with a 5-1-2 overall record. List now has 5 goals overall and has recorded points in 4 of the last 5 matches for Post, including the 3 goals in a row. Ricardo Moreno has now recorded a shutout goal in 4 of the last 5 matches for the Eagles as well. He had 3 total saves. The Eagles' road trip ends today at 4 o'clock as they travel to Georgian Court down in New Jersey. The Eagles hold an 11-1-1 all-time record against Georgian Court and have won 4 consecutive matches, 3 of them by way of shutout. CACC Player of the Week in women's volleyball is Eagles' own Alyssa Groves. She's the Defensive Player of the Week. Was the Player of the Week and the Defensive Player of the Week. She recorded a team-high 48 digs to move to within 127 digs of the all-time record for the program. Groves had 9 assists, 4 aces, and is averaging 8 digs per set, as the Eagles needed just 6 sets to dispatch Bloomfield College and Wilmington University during their 2-0 week. Katrina Perrick made the honor roll as well for the Eagles, who helped during that 2-0 week. She only saw 6 sets of action through the 2 games, but had a team-high 22 kills on 39 attempts with just 2 errors at the .513 attack percentage. That's the look around the post-university sports scene. Around the NE10, the NE10 Offensive Player of the Week is Blaine Burkholder from St. A's. 5th-year wide receiver from Burnett, Texas, had 5 catches for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns and a 20-14 win over Assumption. He caught the game-tying touchdown in the 4th quarter with 3:04 remaining. It was his first career multi-touchdown game, and he achieved a season-high in catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns. Congratulations to Blaine Burkholder. Defensive Player of the Week is Demir Stone from Franklin Pierce. Stone had a game-changing performance in the Ravens' win over the Eagles last week. He had 2 interceptions, 6 tackles. His first interception of the game was returned for a 60-yard touchdown, and his second was returned for 42 yards, not a touchdown, but Stone sits alone in the NE10 with 4 interceptions on the season. Congratulations to Demir Stone of Franklin Pierce. Special Teams Player of the Week is Matt Richardson of Bentley. We've seen him. Actually, we haven't seen him today. He's the punter. We actually haven't seen him today. Richardson had a solid week for Bentley in a 27-14 win over AIC. It included completing a 39-yard pass on a fake punt to bring his team to the 2-yard line. He also had 4 punts for 106 yards with 1 inside the 20-yard line. Rookie of the Week is the aforementioned Demir Stone from Franklin Pierce, and that's your look around the NE10 Players of the Week for week number 7. Standings in the NE10, UNH is 4-0, 5-1 overall. St. A's is 4-1. They're off this week, 4-3 overall. Assumption is 3-1 in conference, 4-2 overall. Franklin Pierce is 3-1 in conference, 3-3 overall. Bentley is 3-2 in conference, 5-2 overall. Pace is 2-2 in conference, 2-4 overall. Southern Connecticut is 1-4 in conference, 2-5 overall, and AIC 0-4 in conference, 1-6 overall, and then the Eagles pulling up the rear, 0-5 in conference, 1-6 overall. Updated scoreboard as we look around the NE10 right now. Out at Assumption, might be a final. No, late in the 4th quarter, Assumption leads UNH 19-14. UNH, the only undefeated team in the NE10, they trail 19-14 late in the 4th quarter up at Assumption. AIC is at pace where that game is tied at 7 early in the third quarter. So Pace and AIC tied at 7 early in the third quarter. And Franklin Pierce at Southern Connecticut, where Southern Connecticut leads Franklin Pierce 17-14. That game early in the third quarter as well. So Southern Connecticut leads Franklin Pierce 17-14 as we start the third quarter there. That's your look around the NE10 and the Post University sports scene, brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, parent, or fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes with your stats of the first half and a look around the top 25 around the nation. You're listening to Washington Post University football on the NE10 on the CACC network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Halftime here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut, where Bentley leads Post 40-14 at halftime. Teams have come out, well, at least the Eagles have come out for a little stretching prior to the beginning of the second half. Around the top 25 today, busy day. Start with number 4, Ohio State, who's at the end of the third quarter. They're only up on Nebraska 14-9. You want to talk about sending shockwaves through college football. If they lose that game to Nebraska, that'll change a lot of things. But 14-9 started the fourth quarter in Columbus. Number 12, Notre Dame, all over number 24, Navy, 44-14 late in the third quarter. A lot of people liked Navy today, who was undefeated coming into the game, but they're not going to like them anymore as they trail by 30. Number 13, Indiana, 31, Washington, 14. Midway through the fourth quarter in Bloomington. Number 18, Ole Miss, up 16-14 on Oklahoma. Midway through the third quarter now, updated score 22-14 Ole Miss midway through the third quarter. Number 1, Oregon hosts Illinois, number 20 at 3:30. Number 11, BYU travels to UCF at 3:30. Number 15, Alabama hosts number 21, Missouri at 3:30. Number 5, Texas at number 25, Vanderbilt. Don't get to say that very often. A ranked Vanderbilt team, 4:15. Number 6, Miami, undefeated, hosts Florida State at 7 o'clock. Number 3, Penn State travels to Wisconsin at 7:30. Number 8, LSU at number 14, Texas A&M. That's at 7:30. Number 16, Kansas State hosts Kansas at 8. Number 22, SMU travels to Duke at 8 o'clock in what we'll call an ACC battle. And then earlier this week, number 19 Pittsburgh defeated Syracuse 41-13, and last night Boise State 29, UNLV 24. That's your look around the top 25 in the NCAA. That's brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, visit campus, take a tour, or apply. Go to post.edu. That's post.edu. First half stats for Bentley. Quarterback Brett Pullman, 7 for 12, 86 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. On the day, hasn't had to do a ton. Don't think those stats are correct. I'm gonna hold off on some of these stats because they're not in the system correctly. Isaiah Emanuel has 52 rushing yards for the Eagles. Vinny Holmes has 106 yards for Bentley. Alex Barroway, 23. Rashawn Bradford, 22. Joshua Campo with 16 rushing-wise for Bentley. The stats are now updated. Receiving-wise, Max Wolfgang with 22. Pat Damon, 19 yards. Rashawn Bradford, 16. And Jonathan Oriaki with 13. For the Eagles, Malachi Taylor, 9 for 22, 155 yards, 1 touchdown. As we mentioned on the rushing side, Isaiah Emanuel with 52 yards, Josh Tracy minus 1 yards. Jermaine Tillery has 72 yards through the air, Joshua Tracy 43 yards, and Anthony Gambino 1 catch for 33 yards. Tillery and Emanuel have the Eagle touchdowns, while Vinny Holmes has 3. Zachary Goodwin has 1, Alex Barroway has 1, and Santi Quisino has 1 on the blocked punt for Bentley, who will get the ball to start the second half. And they'll have the wind at their face as the second half begins. As the Eagles will have the wind at their back to start the third quarter, trailing 40-14. Aiden Kane back to kick. Wind is still blowing, but died a little bit. We're not having the heavy gust at the moment. Sun underneath clouds. This makes the temperature about 10 degrees colder, although the high this afternoon is supposed to be 65 degrees. Kane approaches the ball, pops it up in the air with some backspin, so it'll die at the 10-yard line and taken by Bradford at the 10, 15, 20, gets to the 25, and then brought down at the 30 is Rashawn Bradford, and that's where Bentley will start. 1st and 10 here in the third quarter, leading 40-14. Eagles really shooting themselves in the foot in the first quarter with a block punt that led to a touchdown, a fumble on a sack that was recovered at the 6-yard line, and then a fumble on a drive where the Eagles were moving that was returned to their own 40, made 3 easy touchdowns for Bentley. And that's really the difference in the game. Since that point, this game is relatively even. Handoff to Holmes, who gets back to the line of scrimmage and is brought down maybe for a 1-yard gain. So think about that. In the first 5 minutes of the game, the Eagles were down 20-0. That's essentially the difference. It's 40-14. The Eagles might be down 6 if you don't include those first 6 minutes, but you can't just magically make them disappear. It might be something that you talk about after the game, but you're trailing by 26. Want to get a stop here and maybe get some offensive flow. Make a couple stops, get yourself back in the football game a little bit more. But the offense of Bentley slowing down for the first time today a little bit, other than the end of the quarter there. They have 2 receivers to the right, single receiver left. In motion goes Bradford from right to left. They fake the handoff to Holmes. He rolls to the right, throws it on a tight end screen. Probably a loss of 3 on that one, as it was caught at the 25 and taken out of bounds at the 28. That's a loss of 3. And sets up 3rd and call it close to 12. They need the 40. Ball's at the 29. So call it 3rd and 11 for the Falcons with twin receivers on either side. Running back in the backfield is Joshua Campo. Pullman looks right, throws right to the far side of the field, and it was almost picked off, but caught short of the first down marker, as almost picking it off was that was Nathan Casimir. Almost jumped it, wanted to jump it, but thought better of it, because if he didn't jump it, it was going to be a first down. That ball caught by Jonathan Oriaki, and for the first time today, the special teams player of the week in the NE10 will have to punt. And that special teams player of the week is Matt Richardson, the junior from Brookline, Massachusetts, and the Eagles get off the field. Josh Tracy standing at his own 20 as Richardson will punt into the wind. Snap is good. Richardson gets the ball up in the air and a low punt. Looking to avoid it going off, an Eagle player jumping over the football with the Eagles in a scramble. And that ball is down, and the Eagles never touched it, but Falcons wanted to make you think they did. But the ball down at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. As out comes Malachi Taylor, 9 for 22 on the day, 150 yards and a touchdown. Eagles did a good job to get out of the way of the ball that was just bouncing around, and a short, bouncy ball that ended up being a 27-yard punt. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles, 5 wide receivers, trips left, single, twins to the right, Adonis White in motion, takes the handoff, tries to go off tackle, stops as he went out wide, then goes up the middle a little bit, all of that for a gain of 3. Ran about 15 yards to gain the 3. 2nd and 7 as Adonis White has his his first touch of the day. White, 23 carries on the season. The freshman out of Newark, New Jersey. 2nd and 7, snap, fakes to White, throws a high ball over the head of Jermaine Tillery. Uncatchable ball for Tillery, and that'll make it 3rd and 7. The Eagles don't want to give the ball right back here after going 3 and out defensively. The wind is done, and it's gone both ways as Pullman's had the same kind of issues, but the wind has done some magical things today. Twins to the right, twins to the left. White next to Taylor in the shotgun. Taylor, wind gusting, throws it right before getting sacked over the middle, and it was dropped. Oh, he threw it on a line and went over the linebacker's hand by an inch. And Ramon called around, dropped it as it was in his hands, and that would have been a first down. A heck of a throw by Taylor on a line with the wind gusting at his back. And that's been one of those things for the Eagles today, as they have had 3 drops. You know, at a time when you're trailing, you need those balls caught, and the Eagles will punt. Aiden Kane standing on his own 20 to punt. And Matt Dusherman standing on his own 20, waiting for, oh, that was almost blocked again. Good kick by Kane. All the way to the 10 is Dusherman. Makes a move around the up back defender before he's brought down at the 25 on a nice tackle, but almost blocked. I think if the up man for the Falcons had just put his hands out, he would have blocked the ball. It looked like Nick Puccillo. I think that was number 50 who got in there. If he just put his hands up, he might have blocked it. But Kane with an excellent punt. Again, wind at his back. Returned 15 yards by Dusherman. And that leads 1st and 10 for the Falcons on their second possession of the second half with a little over 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pullman in the shotgun, in the pistol actually. He's got Campo behind him. Fakes the handoff to Campo, rolls, throws to the tight end, caught with one hand and then brought down at the 30 after a gain of 5 is 85 Max Wolfgang. With his, looks like his second catch of the season. Back to the line, quickly go to Falcons. High snap, brought down. Campo looking to run. Gets back to the line of scrimmage before he's tackled by a mob of Eagles led by Antoine Walden. Will bring up 3rd and 5 as the Falcons went quickly and the Eagles were prepared that time. As Walden, the 6', 180 junior out of Groveland, Florida, stepped in there and made the tackle on Campo. 3rd and 5. 5 wide receivers. Trips right, twins left. Quarterback draw for Pullman, who gets 1 yard and is tackled down. Didn't fool anybody that time. Nicely done. Miles Sneed in there along with Jalen Kelly. Brought Pullman down on 4th and 3. And the Falcons looking to the sideline like they were thinking about going for it. That would have not been wise. Instead, they bring out Richardson the punt for the 2nd time in the quarter. Good job by the Eagles to get off again. 3 quick downs. And with just over 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, the Eagles will get the ball back again. This time, looks like Adonis White standing at his own 30, waiting for the punt from Richardson. Last punt was 25 yards and maybe went 12 yards in the air. Good snap, kick up, better punt in regards to hang time and bouncing. Eagles need to avoid. It went off the Eagle, though, I think, and that might be a turnover. Let's see. It is. It went off the leg of Jaquin Wembley, who was blocking. That ball went 20 yards in the air and then bounced right off the leg of Wembley and was picked up by the Falcons for another Eagle turnover, their 3rd of the game. And again, a bad break for the Eagles, who have to be aware that they're punting into the wind and that ball is going to land and bounce and just need to use whatever the safe word is and get away from the ball. But that gives the Falcons the ball right back after the Eagles did a good job getting off the field. And out comes Pullman again with twin receivers to the right and running back. It's given to the wide receiver. That's Bradford on the jet sweep. Gained maybe 1. Got back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on that as it was a jet sweep to call their own. Combo in the backfield for Bentley as under center went Pullman. Run up the middle for Campo, gained maybe 2, call it 2. And that 2nd and 8 as the Eagle defense did a good job there, led by Joey Polland, freshman out of Burlington, Massachusetts. 3rd and 8, almost assuredly 4-down territory for Bentley, given the wind is in their face, and this is always the danger zone in Division II where you almost assuredly go for it on 4th down unless there's a reason not to. So 2 plays to gain 8 here with Pullman in the shotgun and Campo now going out as a receiver. Pullman looks over the middle, throws over the middle, high, and almost picked off by Miles Sneed, as threw it over the head of Wolfgang. And now it's 4th and 8. Again, you can punt it into the wind, and the way the ball is bouncing around, you might just get it down to like the 1 or 2. But this is no man's land in Division II football. That gap between about the 25 and the 45. This ball is sitting at the 34. They need the 25 for a 1st down. So 4th and 9, trips to the right. Campo in the backfield next to Pullman. Looks right because that's where his receivers are. Steps up, throws it into the middle, and it's caught. Nicely thrown ball, caught by Oriaki and brought to the ground by Jaquin Wembley. 1st and goal. No, not goal. No, it's 1st and 10 from the 11. So they can still get a 1st down. Nice ball thrown by Pullman. Nice catch by Oriaki. And that leads to 1st and 10 from the 11 for the Falcons with trip receivers to the left. Campo next to Pullman in the shotgun. Snap. Hands off. Off right guard gets 4. Call it 4. Bring him down to the 7. 2nd and 6 for the Falcons as they're in the red zone again. Not out there is Vinny Holmes, who has 3 touchdowns today. But Campo looking for his 1st touchdown of the season. Snap. Hand off to Campo again. He goes off left tackle this time. Might have gotten enough for a 1st down, if not real short. I'm going to say he's short by about a yard. 3rd down and 1. Maybe call it 2. We'll split the baby and call it 1.5. So 3rd and 1.5 from the 4. Campo still the running back. Shotgun for Pullman. He stands next to him on the right-hand side. Single receivers on either side. Snap. Handoff. Up the middle. Stopped at the goal line. First down for the Falcons. But first and goal at the 1. And out comes Zachary Goodwin again to play fullback. He's already got a 1-yard touchdown in this game. Goodwin, the 6 foot, 295-pound linebacker, playing fullback as Pullman under center. Hands to Goodwin, who goes over the top, and touchdown, Zachary Goodwin. For the second time today, the big boy gets up over the pile. His second touchdown of the game, third of the season. And he's a guy who's got 5 carries for 5 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. 2 of them today, and this time he jumped over the pile. You don't see 300-pounders jumping over the pile very much. Not really at any level of football, but you definitely don't see it at Division II. Well, you just saw it now. First time he just went through the hole. So this time he jumped over the pile. I wouldn't want to be the guy he landed on or the people he landed on. But either way, into the end zone he goes. Extra point is up and good by Campbell. He's had 2 of them blocked today. But 7 points for the Falcons to extend their lead to 47-14 here in the third quarter. Eagles got off the field, had the punt by Richardson, but the punt deflected off the leg of Jaquin Wembley after it landed on the ground. And another turnover for the Eagles, and then the Falcons went on a simple 5-play, 37-yard drive, led by a 6-play, 35-yard drive, led by a 4th down conversion on 4th and 9. And the 5th rushing touchdown of the day as Holmes has 3. Goodwin has 2, and then they have the blocked punt. Standing at their own 10 is Bandy and Tracy. Ball up in the air. That's a good kick into the wind. It's actually going to bounce over Tracy's head. And it died at the 1, and Tracy's got to take it at the 5. Tracy at the 5, 10, 15, gets tackled at the 25, and that's the summation of the day for the Eagles. The ball goes over Tracy's head toward the end zone. It bounces at the 1, and it bounced back towards him at the 5, where he was hoping for a touchback, but instead he had to play it at the 5 and carry it all the way out to the 24. So the Eagles lose, lose a yard. Touchback would have had the 25-yard line, but gross numbers, the Eagles lost a yard as it was out to the 24. Good play by Tracy to be able to pay attention to that fact, but that's a summation today between the 3 turnovers and the punt block. Snap, throw, Tracy, call, dropped at the 25-yard line, and that's the second tier of today is 4 drops for the Eagles in the game. So, the tough day overall, particularly those first 5 minutes. You've got the block punt, you've got the 2 fumbles, you've got 4 drops, and then you have the fumble here technically it's a fumble on the punt here in the third quarter. So 3 turnovers, a punt block, an interception called back for roughing the passer. They do have 1 interception today and a couple of drops. All in all, not a great day for Eagle football. Now sacked behind the line is Taylor. That's tackled down by number 11, Micey Dunton, graduate defensive end, 640 out of Boston, Massachusetts, for the second time today. The Eagles have allowed a sack. That'll be 3rd and a lot. Call it, it's like 18. 3rd and 18. Eagles need the 33. They're at the 15. So 3rd and 18. Trips receiver to the left, single receiver to the right, manual behind Taylor in the shotgun. Snap to Taylor, looks right, runs away from the blitz. He's going to get taken down. I think the ball came out again, and I think it's another turnover. The 3rd fumble of the day by Taylor, picked up by 98, Isaiah Gomes. And the third fumble of the day by Malachi Taylor, the fourth turnover of the day by the Eagles, and that sets up the Falcons in once again excellent field position with the ball at the 10-yard line. Looks like just beyond the 10-yard line. They're not even going to put the sticks down, so call it first and goal from the 10. I thought maybe they would, well, nope, they're going to put it down. First and goal from the 10. Probably the longest 10 you could have. Pullman's still out there. Hands the ball off. Runs right off tackle and into the end zone for a 10-yard run. And his first touchdown of the season is Joshua Campo. One play, 10 yards, and again, the summation of today's game for the Eagles. 4 turnovers, a sack, fumble on Taylor, his second one of the game, and the Eagles trail 53-14. Extra points still to come, and this is with the Falcons going into the wind here in the third quarter. .537 to go in the third quarter. Extra point is good. 54-14, Bentley. And again, unfortunately, that's sort of been the summation of the day here for the Eagles. But that's what you're going to have. Again, we've talked about it a lot. You know, the 2-25 is a program at Division II, and you're growing the program. You're getting the right players into the right places. You're going to have games like this, particularly against a team like Bentley, who's so good on third down defense, who is experienced in these things. And this is really this is really, when you look at the schedule, the Eagles, to this point, worst game of the season in regards to their play overall. This is the first game they've really been out of it, you know, from right off the beginning. And again, they haven't played a bad home game all season, but right now suffering a little bit at the hands of a better program and a better team in Bentley. Eagles will play next week at the University of New Haven. That game will be 1 o'clock on a Saturday. Tracy takes the kickoff and is brought down at the 20-yard line. Brought down by 59. John Demore, the junior out of Berlin, Connecticut, making a homecoming. But next week, Eagles will be on Flow Sports, 1 o'clock at the University of New Haven, so they don't have to travel out of state again the rest of the season. And then 2 weeks from today will be the season finale and the home finale, as the Eagles will host AIC on YouTube.com and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles and the CACC Network. I'll be here for all your live coverage again 2 weeks from today as the Eagles home finale against AIC. Handoff to Emmanuel, who goes up the middle for 7. Call it 7 for Emmanuel. 2nd and 3. That'll wrap up the season. Bentley will travel to Ringe, New Hampshire to take on Franklin Pierce a week from today, and then wrap up their regular season with a noon game at St. A's up in Waltham, their home finale. They're actually playing 2 weeks from today at Franklin Pierce, and then they are 3 weeks from today, their home finale against St. A's, and then we'll see whether they're playoff eligible, depending on records and everything else, where they will end up. Game's not over today, but we know what the score is at the moment. And that'll be 3rd and 3 on the run to Emmanuel. So 3rd and call it 2. Tackle made by Gomes, who just recovered the fumble that led to the 10-yard run by Campo. Twins to the left, single receiver right. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun, who takes the snap, looks right, throws right. Deep down the right sideline for Tracy, who makes another catch, and a big hit, and the ball comes out, and there go the flags. And again, here's the difference. They did the same play in the first quarter, and Tracy made the catch. He did not make the catch. The ball came out. Unless they're going to say he made the catch. They threw the flags. They picked the flags up off the field in the first quarter because he made the catch. This time, both back judge and line judge threw flags, so they're likely going to get 15 yards. The question is whether Tracy made the catch. They're moving up like they made the catch, Though the Eagles are frustrated because Tillery's been hit twice hard, including a horse collar tackle, and Tracy's been hit twice in this manner, once where the flag was picked up, and now where there are 2 flags. So Tracy, they're going to say, made the catch. I believe. Let's see. Hold on. Despite the lack of flags, the officiating crew has not done a good job today. Just to be honest, there have been a lot of sort of confusion amongst what they want to call, what they have called, the questionable roughing the passer penalty. There haven't been a ton of holding flags and random other flags, but when they have thrown flags, it seems to have be very disjointed as to what they're looking to call and when they're looking to call it. So officials are all huddled up. 2 flags thrown on the play. Question is, did Tracy catch the ball? If he didn't catch the ball, okay. So Renee Nunez has been ejected for a helmet-to-helmet targeting hit. He's the senior 5'11" out of Secaucus, New Jersey. He's been ejected for targeting. They're going to say the ball was not caught by Tracy, so it's a 15-yard penalty, no reception, 15-yard penalty. It will give the Eagles an automatic first down. Originally, they had moved the ball down to where Tracy was caught. I thought he made the catch. Ball kind of came out, which was my indication. I didn't think he caught it. But I wasn't sure if they said he was down and then just sort of threw the ball away out of frustration. But a targeting penalty ejects Nunez from the game. But 54-14 Bentley, so other than little compliment. Crowd still very excited, though, in a 40-point game. That's good to see for the post-University faithful sticking it out. So Nunez ejected for targeting. Ball moved up 15 yards to the 47-yard line of the Eagles with a first and 10. Tracy seems to be okay, which is the best part of all of this, is that he seems to be okay after taking the hit. Taylor, back to pass, avoids the rush by Gomes. A little bit of holding, but Gomes now still chasing Taylor down. He ends up making the tackle. And I don't know if that's a flag on the field or a leaf. Given that the ref doesn't appear to be making a call, it looks like it's a leaf. Yellow leaf, yellow flag. But gain of 5 on the quarterback scramble by Taylor, who avoided the sack twice by Gomes, who's been all over the place in this game today. 2nd and 5 now into Falcon territory. Hands off to Emmanuel, goes off tackle with a nice move off right side to the 40, and there's the flag. Actually hit the offensive lineman, that's Trey Pinckney, who's going to get called for holding. And as I said it 2 minutes ago, we hadn't had a holding penalty today. There's the holding penalty. And the referee's aim so good, he actually hit Trey Pinckney in the mask with the flag. So any doubt who they were calling that on, and kind of went away when you hit the lineman in the face with the flag. Luckily, it hit his face mask. There was, if you all remember, many of you may remember 20 or so years ago, the lineman getting hit in the face with the flag, and it hit his eye and ended his career. That did not happen here. But either way, a 10-yard penalty pushes the Eagles back into their own territory. And 2nd and call it 16. 2nd and 15, excuse me. Now back in the Falcon territory at the 40, in the Eagle territory at the 42. 5 wide receivers. And a timeout for Bentley, who will call their first of the half. 3:07 to go in the third quarter. And the Eagles trailing by 40. Let's give you an update around the NE10 here. Get you the finals from where we are here on a decent Saturday afternoon. The big game up at Assumption. When we left you was 19-14, and that's where the game ends. So Assumption moves to 4-1 in conference, 5-2 overall. UNH falls to 4-1 in conference, 5-2 overall, but Assumption will have the head-to-head win, which is big. Down at Pace in Pleasantville, game still tied at 7. Late in the fourth quarter, Pace and AIC tied at 7. The Eagles will host AIC to end the regular season 2 weeks from today here on YouTube.com and CACC Network. And in Franklin Pierce in Southern Connecticut, early fourth quarter, Franklin Pierce leads 28-24 early in the fourth quarter down in New Haven. 2nd and 15. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left, tight end in the formation now with Emmanuel next to Taylor. Taylor looks left, spins away from the rush, spins left, looking to, ball came out, that's going to be another fumble, or are they saying that's incomplete? I don't know if that one's incomplete. That's empty hand to me. Again, I'm not going to have 5 replays to look at it, but that looked like an empty hand versus a fumble. A break for Taylor. That would have been his 4th fumble of the game. They're calling it incomplete, which is a break for the Eagles. One of the few that they've had in this game, but that looked empty hand. When you throw it and it kind of just pops up in the air, that's typically a fumble. And it's called the empty hand. But Eagles get a break and will make it 3rd and 15 on the Taylor incompletion. And now the Eagles need to get 15 yards, or at least get some yards, to try to go for it on 4th down. Taylor takes the snap. Wide receiver screen to Tillery, behind Tillery, who did not catch it. And that'll lead to 4th and 15 on the wide receiver screen, this time to Jermaine Tillery. And the punting unit will come on the field for the Eagles. A frustrating offensive series after Tracy was the victim of a targeting by Rene Nunez. But Aiden Kane, who just had a 52-yard punt, will be back to punt again, standing on his own 25, takes the snap, gets away, and this one's a little more wobbly. It's going to bounce at the 25 and gets the good roll. Can the Eagles stop it before the end zone? They did. What a great play. Good hustle by the Eagles. They stop it at the 1-inch line. Excellent job. Good job by that player. Let's give that guy credit. That was Jaquan Bramell who got down there to make the play. Kane's ball, that's technically a 61-yard punt as it died at the 1-inch line. And credit to Bramell, who chased it down. It bounced to the 25 and took a heavy roll. And Bramell chased it down. The tight end from Hamden, Connecticut, made a good play, and that ball is touching the goal line, essentially. Out comes a new quarterback for the Falcons. New quarterback for the Falcons is Billy Osborne. See if he tries to get the Eagles to jump to gain 5 yards. He snaps the ball, tries to get out of the end zone. He does. The ball is out. It's fumbled, and the Eagles pick it up. On Osborne's first play from scrimmage, the Eagles get the ball on a fumble by Billy Osborne. So Osborne, who's playing his first snap of the game other than his holder, the junior quarterback, 6'4", 215 out of Marlton, New Jersey, fumbled the ball on the quarterback sneak, gained about a yard, tried to get more yards than he probably needed to, fumbled the ball. The Eagles pick it up, and they get the ball back again, trailing 54-14, but 1st and 10 inside the goal line. Inside the red zone. And we'll have 1st and goal from the 6. 2:14 remaining in the third quarter. 1st and goal, 3 wide receivers, Tracy, Tillery, and DJ Lisbon. Hands it to Emmanuel, bounces off one defender, plows forward, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Ran a lot of yardage to gain that 1 yard. At times today, Bentley has made this look pretty and Post has made it look ugly, but there have been times in the game where both teams have just made this look ugly. In a 54-14 game, there haven't been a ton of long receptions, a couple. Haven't been a lot of long runs, like one. Vinny Holmes had one. There've been a lot of turnovers. Blocked punt, blocked extra points. Snap to Taylor, bad, manages to get it, tries to throw it over the head of DJ Lisbon. Bad snaps. Blocked punt. Just a lot of sloppy football on both sides today, but Bentley has been the beneficiary of it, particularly early on. And if you took that sort of out, up until this point, the game was fairly even until about 10 minutes ago, where Bentley has sort of put the screws on to really end this game. Trips to the left, 3rd and goal from the 6. The Eagles haven't gained a yard since the turnover. Looks over the middle as Taylor, now rolls away from the pressure, has space, throws it, picked off in the end zone, exactly what we're talking about, and that's picked off by Matt Dusherman, who has gotten his first interception of the season. Rolled away to Taylor, might have had enough space to run to the end zone, instead threw it into double coverage, and Dusherman picked him off with 1:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter. His first interception of the day, but tack on the 3 fumbles, and Taylor responsible for 4 turnovers in this game. Eagles have 5 turnovers overall. They've gotten 2 turnovers, so 7 turnovers total in this game. And now the Eagles back to playing defense again, and still out there at quarterback is Billy Osborne, who was 4 for 8 and with 1 interception coming in, and hands the ball off to the running back, who was gang tackled. Barroway taken down after call it a 1-yard loss, as they put the subs in for the Falcons, as James Stamatos and Peter Bibby are in at wide receiver. Second and 10, high snap. Osborne takes it down, gives it to Barroway, tries to go off tackle. He's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage again. 3rd and 11. But that's kind of where we are in this game, is Osborne's really probably just handing the ball off. He's 4 for 8 on the season with 1 interception, now 1 fumble. But the Eagles turned the ball right back over and got no points off of it. And we are ticking down toward the 4th quarter. I don't think they need to make a snap to go to the 4th quarter, and they won't. So with the score 54-14 Bentley, we're going to come back in 1 minute.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
We'll be back in 1 minute. As the score is 54-14, you're listening to Post University Football and watching on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Start of the 4th quarter, 3rd and 10. Osborne rolling to his left, throws. It is dropped by 82. Peter Bibby III, sophomore out of Johnston, Rhode Island, dropped the throw by Osborne, his first throw today, and that's 4th down. And now with the wind at their back, out comes Richardson to punt. His first punt was horrible, into the wind. His second punt wasn't much better, but took a great bounce off Jaquin Wembley for a turnover. So now the 3rd punt will be with the wind at his back, and Adonis White standing on his own 45-yard line. My feeling is White needs to go back a little bit more, but let's see. Good snap. Punt is up by Richardson, and that's a ball that's going to be caught at the 35 by White. Avoids the first man. There's a player down on the field at the 45, gets to midfield before out of bounds at about the Falcon 48, but down on the ground is Walter Morales Jr., who was lying on the ground even before White caught it. He's holding his knee, and he didn't move. White actually had to go around him when he was trying to run because he was lying on the turf at the 45-yard line of the Eagles. Hope he is okay. He's holding his left knee. Again, don't want to make any injury assumptions, just giving you the facts as we have it. Trainers and coaches out there to look at him. White returned the ball over the midfield line into the Falcon territory at about the 48-yard line. And it looks like he's able to get up under his own power, but he's being helped off to the sideline, but at least able to get up. That's a good sign. Scores around the nation. The game of the day, if you have split screen, Ohio State, number 4, leads Nebraska 21-17. Nebraska's got the ball late in the fourth quarter. So Nebraska driving for the lead. 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter in Columbus, 21-17. Notre Dame, number 12, all over number 24, Navy, 51-14. That game has just gone final. So Navy no longer undefeated. Number 18, Ole Miss, 26-14 over Oklahoma. That game late in the fourth quarter. And Indiana did their job. They defeated Washington today, 31-17. Handoff to Adonis White, who goes over left tackle and is out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Gain of about 7 for Adonis White. Officially call it 6. Malachi Taylor still out there, but other than Josh Tracy, new running backs and new wide receivers. Adonis White next to Taylor in the shotgun. Taylor looks left, throws it left. He's got Tracy down on the sideline. It's caught by Josh Tracy into double coverage. Dangerous throw amongst the defenders of Santi Quincino and Chadwick Bailey, but got the ball in there for another catch for Josh Tracy, and that puts the Eagles first and goal at the 8-yard line. Josh Tracy to the left, Adonis White next to Taylor in the shotgun, and trips to the right, throws it over the middle. It's dropped by Gambino. Are they going to say a catch and fumble, or nope, they're going to say incomplete. Excuse me, not Gambino. It was Ramon Calderon, 13, not 18. Caught and dropped, but they're going to say incomplete, not a drop and fumble. As we're in the fourth quarter, 13:34 to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles trail 54-14 on a day where they've had 4 turnovers and a punt blocked. But driving here, twin receivers right, single receiver left. Ethan Brown, tight end in the middle. Handoff to White, who goes off tackle left on the counter and is tackled at the 5. 3rd and goal from the 5. Eagles haven't been overly successful today inside the red zone, which again is the credit of the Bentley defense, who was 21st in the nation in red zone defense and 3rd in the nation in third down conversions. They have done a good job today keeping those numbers intact. Trips to the right, handoff to White, who tries to go counter again, gets swallowed whole by 90 and 97 respectively. 90 Quincy Pickett, 97 Tommy DiMatteo, who dragged White down for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th and goal from the 7 for the Eagles. Fourth and goal. Single receiver right, single receiver left. Adonis White next to Taylor in the shotgun. Snap to Taylor. Looks left, throws left, looks for Tracy, gets pulled down. Did he make the catch? He did make the catch on the touchdown. Josh Tracy, touchdown reception after he's being mauled. A pass interference call was going to be against Bentley, but Josh Tracy makes another touchdown catch. His 10th of the season. And the Eagles get another touchdown. Tracy's 10th touchdown of the season. For Taylor, his 11th touchdown throw. And the Eagles make it 54-20. With Aiden Kane kicking the extra point into the win. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. And Eagles get 7 points to make it 54-21. So Taylor looked left, held it, threw it left. Tracy was being mauled. Pass interference call was coming, but he made the catch anyway for the touchdown. His 10th of the season, his NE10 leading 10th of the season. And I'll have to double check the stats to see where he is nationally in regards to touchdowns and touchdown receptions, as he was in the top 25 coming into today, but tack on 2 more for Joshua Tracy, Mr. Everything for the Eagles. Not sure he's going to catch Rashawn Bradford in regards to yards, as he was trailing by 100, but now is ahead of him in touchdown receptions, 10-9 today. So Aiden Kane back to kick, ball at the 35, into the wind, lower line drive, but the wind just holds it up. It bounces at the 10 and bobbled, taken by the up man. That's Aman Enda, and he's taken down at the 35-yard line. Enda. And the Falcons will start 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, leading 54-21. Out comes Billy Osborne as quarterback. And again, an all-new Oriaki and Bradford are back out there as receivers. He had originally had the backups in, but out there with the backups, but the receivers are out there. He hands the ball off to 27. That's Telly Edward. Apologies, that's 37. Carson Brown, not 27. Carson Brown with the handoff for Brown. Looks like his first touch this season. Don't have him on the list as having had one yet. Fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle. It's caught. Looks like it's enough for a first down, and that's Calderon back in the game. Excuse me, that Bradford. So Bradford back in the game for Osborne, his 5th completion of the season. First and 10 from the 46. Handoff to Brown again, who goes up the middle, fighting through a pile. A flag comes flying from the side judge. He got to midfield.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 45. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first.
Face mask on number 45. That is Zachary Jones. So tack on 15 more yards and move the ball into Eagle territory, where it will be placed at the 35-yard line. So a ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, Billy Osborne out there. Trip receivers to the right, single receiver left. Brown, the running back, takes the ball on the handoff, goes up the middle to the 30, 25, before he's finally hit by the first Eagle. And the ball comes free. Another fumble. Let's see if the Eagles are on top of it. They think they do. Eagles are pointing in their direction. Did Brown fumble the ball and give it to the Eagles? Umpire there. And it is Eagle ball. So the 8th turnover of the game between the two teams. The Eagles have 5 turnovers. The Falcons have 3. 54-21 the score right now. But that's been the story of the game. So the Eagles will go 1st and 10. Ball at their own 20-yard line with 10:24 to go in the 4th quarter. Taylor still out there. Trip receivers left, single receiver right. Eagles get the fumble by Brown. Handoff to Emmanuel, who goes up the middle for 2. Still late fourth quarter, Nebraska driving with the ball at Ohio State, 21-17. Trips to the right, single receiver left, 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard run by Emmanuel. Snap. Taylor looks right, throws right, caught at the 27-yard line, 3 yards short of a first down. Ramon Calderon gets that one. And it's 3rd and call it 3.5 for the Eagles. Twins on either side. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun, who's played the whole game. Snap to Taylor. Looks, throws right, caught. Needs the first down, does Gambino. He gets the first down just past the 32-yard line. Anthony Gambino, his 18th catch of the season, 2nd of the game, and the Eagles will move the chains. 1st and 10. Tracy and Tillery are not out on this possession. Maybe because they've probably done enough in a game where they're trailing by 34. Single receiver right, twins to the left. Tight end Brown with, I think that's Adonis White now, next to Taylor. Snap. Taylor looks over the middle, escapes the rush. Good blocking by the Eagles that time. Taylor throws the ball on the line, caught by Yeldell, but dropped it. Clean hit, though, by 24. Jacob Flores, the cornerback out of Winchester, Massachusetts. But Yeldell dropped it. But again, to point earlier, that's the 5th drop of the game by the Eagles wide receivers. Got to hold on to that ball. It was a great throw by Taylor, right where it needed to be. And you're going to get those You're going to get those kind of hits. That was a clean hit. Got to hold on to that ball. That's the difference between a first down at midfield and a 2nd and 10 back at your own 38. Twins on both sides. Snap. Taylor looks right, throws right this time. Much more challenging throw, and it goes out of bounds for an incompletion. That time looking for Yeldell again. But that ball a little harder to catch based on the location of where it was thrown and the route as it was run. 3rd down and 10 at the 33. Still twins on both sides. Running back to the left of Taylor. Still in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks over the middle. Now escaping the rush again. Rolls to the right. Gets to the line. Throws it looking deep for, I think that might have been Gambino. But ball short of Gambino as it bounced 5 yards in front of him. And the Eagles will punt on 4th down. With 8:20 remaining in the second half. Trailing 54-20, the Eagles will punt into the wind. As Taylor doing everything he can to try to find receivers as the rush came in. Good job by the Eagles at the end of the day. They've only given up 2 sacks, but 3 fumbles and an interception by Taylor have hurt the Eagle cause today. Kane standing in his own 18, high snap, takes it, gets it off, it's blocked. Got it to his foot, it was blocked for the 2nd time today, and into the end zone again is a touchdown for Bentley. Iman Enda picks up the punt, but the block again, the 2nd block of the day by Day Garcia, number 41. Let's give him credit. And our early candidate, well, our late candidate for player of the game is Day Garcia, the junior out of Providence, Rhode Island, his 2nd blocked punt of the game. This time recovered in the end at the 5 by Iman Enda and brought into the end zone to give a 60-21 lead for Bentley on the 2nd blocked punt of the day. Good snap, kick up, good. It's 61-21 on the 2nd blocked punt of the day. And again, the Eagles have not had a couple of good offensive series, a couple of okay defensive sets, but 2 block punts that have been touchdowns. So 2 block punts for touchdowns. You've got 3 fumbles, 3 fumbles, an interception, and a punt that deflected off of your player's leg that led to a turnover. The turnover margin at the end of the day is only going to look at -2, and that's still not good because Bentley's had 3 turnovers, but all of Bentley's turnovers were long after the game was out of hand. And the Eagles just haven't had the breaks that they've needed today. Something to regroup on. Still have 2 games left. Still looking for that first victory within the conference. Not going to be today, but you're going to go travel to an angry Charger team up at University of New Haven next week who lost to Assumption. So that's going to be another one of those challenging games as you play some of the better teams within the conference. And then you're going to play AIC, and that game may end up being a game you can look at for that first conference victory, a team that is struggling like you are to play for the season finale in 2 weeks here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury. That kickoff will be at 1 p.m., pregame 12:45 on the network. But today, not the Eagles' day as they trail 61-21 late in the fourth quarter. Kick is up, and it is out of the end zone as Adonis White let it bounce at the 2. It went into the end zone for a touchback. Let's see if Malachi Taylor comes back out to quarterback. He will. Taylor's still out there, but not with the regular starters at this point. The line are still out there, but the receivers have all sort of changed up. Snap, bad, taken, given to White. Goes up the middle for, call it 2, make it 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. With Taylor still out there, Adonis White at running back, and a myriad of wide receivers interchanging at this point as Tillery and Tracy look to be done for the day. And as Isaiah Emanuel, I don't think is coming back out as well. So not the best of days for the Eagles who, again, still building, still have done a lot of good things this season, but today has been sort of the struggle. Handoff to White out of the shotgun. He'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, setting up 3rd down and 8 with time ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Halfway through the fourth quarter, time ticking down. 61-21, Bentley. And they'll watch the game film, and they'll go through all the things that they need to do, just not the day that they were hoping for. Again, they played really well. 3 home games this season. They've won 1 and have been within a possession on the other 2. Today, just not falling their way against a good Bentley team who plays good defense. Taylor rolling away from the blitz, trying to escape. He misses 2 players. He's still moving and fumbles the ball again, and I believe picked up by the Falcons again. Sacked by Tommy DiMatteo, picked up by Jake Fredericks, the freshman out of Hampton, New Hampshire. And that's Taylor's 4th fumble of the day, and he maybe should have had 5 with an empty hand, but 4 fumbles and an interception for Taylor. Not his day today. Trying to do a little bit too much. He escapes the pressure started by Isaiah Gomes. Escaped that first wave, escaped the second wave, but then a player came in from behind as he was trying to make it through the third wave and fumbled the ball again, and another Eagle turnover, their 6th of the day. Osborne throwing to the end zone, and the wind sort of took that ball. As right as Osborne was back to throw it, a gust of wind came up. And with 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, the Falcons still throwing the ball. Still have Bradford out there. Bradford's out there with a new group of receivers, so Bentley trying to pour it on here. New running back as well. Bad snap. That's going to be a false start. New running back is Chase Artope, senior out of Cortland Manor, New York. Zion Simmons is out there as a wide receiver as well. For some reason, Bradford's still out there. I don't know why you put him out there in a 40-point game unless you're trying to either embarrass the Eagles or run up his stats, because the only good thing that can happen to Bradford is he gets hurt, and you don't want that as a coach. Handoff to Artope, goes off left tackle down to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 8 as the wind picks up here this afternoon. And what was a warmer day has become a bit of a chillier day as the sun angles in a different direction. Been out all day. but angles down. Single receiver left, twin receivers to the right. Artope still out there as a running back. Rolling to his right is the quarterback who throws it deep, looking for Bradford. And again, no, I don't have any issue with Osborne throwing the ball there. This is college football. It's the game. But I'm not understanding why you keep Bradford out there, and that ball intended for Bradford. Nothing successful can happen for Bradford. Yeah, he might make the catch, but if he gets hurt or somebody takes out his leg in a 40-point game, I'm not sure what the benefit is when you're still playing for something. Twins to the right, single receiver left, and a false start will push them back 5 more yards.
False start. Offense. Number 9.
On 4th down and 8. So now it'll be 4th and 13 from the 33. They need the 18. I apologize. 31-yard line. They need the 18. Osborne back to pass. Looks right. Throws right. Oh, nice bobbled catch there by Artope, but then taken down at the original line of scrimmage. And a turnover on downs for Bentley as Artope makes his first catch of the season. And a turnover on downs with 6 minutes plus remaining in the fourth quarter. Eagles have 6 turnovers today. The Falcons have 3. That doesn't include 4 other turnovers on downs between the two teams. First and 10, Taylor still out there for the Eagles. Hands the ball off to White, who is taken down nicely on a nice tackle there by Anthony Golden, the graduate linebacker out of Milton, Massachusetts. First time we said his name today. Nice tackle on Adonis White, and that's call it a gain of 1. So the Eagles slowing it down a little bit. Again, 61-21 here in the fourth quarter. Eagles are next week at the University of New Haven. 1 o'clock start on the Flow Sports NE10 Now Network. And in 2 weeks, the home and season finale here at Municipal Stadium. Handoff to White. Gains about 4, maybe 5. Call it 5 to the 39-yard line. Eagles need the 43. So 3rd and 4. For the Eagles. Final from Columbus, Ohio State holds on. 21-17. Low snap, ball is fumbled again, and it is picked up by Bentley. This time, is that 98 again? It is 96 this time. 96, Jake Fredericks, his second. Nope, they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Okay. Thought it was another fumble and recovery by Jake Fredericks, but an incomplete pass leads to 4th down. The Eagles will punt again. Again, final 21-17 Ohio State over Nebraska as they held on. Eagles call timeout with players running on the field. First of the half. Let's take a look around the rest of the top 25. Now we're having an internal pushing and shoving match between Reese Hadika and another one of the Eagle players, frustrated. Overall, Ole Miss, number 18, leads Oklahoma 26-14 with a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Number 11, BYU, 7-0 over UCF. Number 1, Oregon leads, and number 20, Illinois, are scoreless. Number 15, Alabama, and number 21, Missouri have not started yet. Those are the 3:30 games around the NCAA Division I. So some frustration by the Eagles. This has been a day for frustration. Not the kind of game they were looking for, and I don't need to keep recapping everything that's kind of going on today. But Kane back to punt, which has been a challenge today considering the 2 blocked punts already. Snap is good. Kane gets it off, but it just dies straight up in the air Ball bounces. Might have gone off a leg of one of the Falcon players. Let's see. Don't know if it was touched or not by one of the Falcons. I think they're trying to figure that out. They're saying it is, so they're saying it's a turnover. That's the 10th turnover today between the two teams. So say what you want about the fact that Bentley's going to win this game. Part of the reality, however, is that they've turned the ball over 4 times themselves. And you can say a lot of that's in garbage time, I understand, but why, it's a 10 turnover game with 2 blocked punts and 2 blocked extra points between the teams. There's nothing been smooth about this, and hand it off to Adonis White, who gains 3. And one of the Eagles down, that's 67, Colin Owens, 6'6" offensive tackle, sophomore out of Watertown, Mass. He's down. Look, pushing to get himself up. Managing to get himself up under his own power is Owens. Second and 7 for the Eagles. .401 to go in the fourth quarter. Snap to Taylor, hands to White, goes off left tackle, now going outside. Good blocks by the Eagles will get him to the 45 inside Falcon territory for a 3rd and 3. As outside of the offensive line, most of the regular starters are off for the Eagles, and even the offensive line, R.J. D'Amato out there playing guard. Gunnar Horton out there playing right guard, the senior out of East Haven, Connecticut, along with Hadika, Moose, and Pinckney. 3rd and 3, trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Taylor in the shotgun, looks over the middle, throws it high up in the air. He's got a receiver. It is caught at the 15-yard line by D.J. Lisbon, the 6'3 freshman out of Westbury, New York. Lisbon's 4th catch of the season. Gets the Eagles into the red zone and an Eagle first down. Nice throw and catch there by the 6'3 Lisbon. Might want to see him a little bit more. He's got some height playing wide receiver. Taylor gives the handoff to White, who tries to go off tackle to left, but brought down by 23 Austin Calarco, junior safety out of Upper Saddle River, New Jersey. And 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Eagles in the red zone for the 6th time today, and they've only had 2 scores out of those 5 previous possessions. Trips to the right, Adonis White still a running back. Pitch, catch, blocked at the line as he went looking for Lisbon again, but blocked down by the mighty paw of Jake Fredericks, who's had a fumble recovery in this game. 3rd and 10 from the 18. Taylor's gone the whole way. Falcons scrambling to get players off the field. They do have enough. Snap to Taylor. Gives it to White, who goes up the middle on the counter. Taken down at the 10. 4th and 6 from the 10. I'm not sure the Falcons had enough players on the field. Got to count that. I thought they only had 10, but maybe I miscounted that. Either way, they stopped White anyway, so 4th and 6 from the 10. With 2 minutes even remaining, we're at the 2-minute warning here at Municipal Stadium. And the final 2 minutes are brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagle fans, the college sports scene is flourishing with fall and winter sports. Are you in the market for some Post-University swag? You need that blanket or sweatshirt or something to rock the house with as a Post-University fan, alumni, student, or just somebody who follows the program. If you're looking for the latest in Post-University clothing or branded items, you want to represent your Eagle fandom wherever you are, go to posteagles.com, click on the fan section on the right-hand side, then click on the school store to grab anything and everything Post Eagles. Use the code PLAYOFF20 at checkout to receive 20% off your order of $75 or more. Exclusions do apply. That's code PLAYOFF20, PLAYOFF20 at checkout. You can also visit the campus store and the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Shotgun snap to Taylor, throws it high in the air, but I think he might be out of bounds. No, they're calling it a touchdown. That's a heck of a catch by DJ Lisbon. Thought he might be out of bounds. He jumped high in the air and it was flying, but got a foot down. And DJ Lisbon, his first varsity touchdown, puts him over 100 yards total as a receiver, his 5th catch of the season. And DJ Lisbon gets into the end zone for the Eagles. Nice pitch and catch there for the 6'3" freshman out of Westbury, New York. Maybe need to see a little more of him, and that was a heck of a catch. Both his first catch and then that second one. Excellent catch. And that makes it 61-27 Bentley with the extra point of Aiden Kane to come. He's 3 for 3 on the day. Now I probably just jinxed him. But extra point to come, 61-27. Snap is good. Spot kick up, and it is good. I did not jinx him. It's 4 for 4 for Aiden Kane today, who hasn't had the best day punting with the 2 blocks. But 4 for 4 on extra points, and the Eagles cut the lead to cut the deficit to 61-28. And a kickoff to come into the wind, and then you would think Bentley would just down the ball a few times. Given the amount of time left, you can do it and get off the field. I don't know if there's anything left to prove for either team at this point. Eagles got into the end zone. They scored 28 points today despite giving up the 61. And again, they've done some good things offensively. They've done bad things offensively. I'm not sure how much we need to keep recapping it. The overall point is it hasn't been the best of days for the Eagles on either side of the ball, really. Really all 3 phases, both offensively, defensively, and special teams. But that's where it started, really, in those first 5 minutes where Bentley was up 20-0 before most of the people had even sat down. Ground ball by Kane, bounces up in the air, dropped, picked up by a lineman, number 91, who gets a kickoff return. That's Nolan Parcheski, junior defensive end, 6'3", 240, out of Wakefield, Massachusetts, who probably did not wake up this morning expecting to have to return a kick. There aren't many scenarios where you're returning a kick as a gentleman of that stature and size, but in this case he did. Gained a yard, so he'll go in the score sheet as having returned a kick for future generations. And they're going trips to the left. They do hand the ball off. Up the middle, stop for 2 yards. Let's see, Eagles are not going to call timeout. That's James Guy, the junior running back out of Lynn, Massachusetts. He gains 4 on 1st and 10, making it 2nd and 6, but time ticking away. 61-28 Bentley. And Bentley is slowing it down, correctly so, letting the clock run under 10. 2nd and 6. Hands off to Guy. Guy goes up the middle, will be just short of the first down. Maybe give him the first down. doesn't really matter. They will give him officially the first down. For Guy, those are his first rushes of the season. So 2 carries for 10 yards for James Guy, and it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Closing in on all zeros here in Waterbury this afternoon at Municipal Stadium. Snap, hands off the Guy again, who goes up the middle after a move around the right guard, gains 7 more. Call it 8, actually. 2nd and 2 from the 43-yard line. Coach Schultz and his staff will take a look at the tape, and obviously it'll be a week of practice as they prepare to play a tough team again, probably even a better team in the University of New Haven. As the Eagles will fall today as the clock hits triple zeros, 61-28, a challenging day for the Eagles overall. 6 turnovers, 2 block punts that both led to touchdowns, 4 fumbles, interception. Just not any of the 3 phases can you point to and go, that was a good day. It happens. It's part of the growth experience of a program growing, but a week of tape and practice to get ready for a team like the University of New Haven is needed. They'll play at 1 o'clock down in New Haven next week, 1 o'clock on Flow Sports and the NE10 Now Network. And then 2 weeks from today, 1 o'clock, 12:45 pregame, they'll host AIC in the home and season finale for Post University. Bentley goes to 4-2 in conference, 6-2 overall. The Eagles fall to 0-6 in conference, their first conference season, 1-7 overall. So that'll do it from here. Unfortunately, the Eagles fall today, 61-28. That's the final score here. We'll be back in 2 weeks, although you'll see me sooner with the men's hockey program in 13 days. But 2 weeks for football here again, as the Eagles will host AIC in 2 weeks here at Municipal Stadium. Hope to see you out here. Hopefully the weather will be as good as it has been this whole season. But we'll see you in 2 weeks on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. I'm Jeff Nelson, your voice for Eagle football. The final score, Bentley 61, Eagles 28. Good night, everybody.